Hey, what's going on, y'all?
What's happening, everybody?
Welcome to another live stream with Facemask Fantasy. Week 11 start sit Saturday edition. And my camera still is not in. So you still get the redacted little gift there, but we are still here. Week 11, 1 week away from the bye week for bye weeks, right? Bye weeks get a bye week in week 12.
Yeah, week 12, no buys.
Yep.
But week 11, you're dealing with a decent amount. Tampa Bay, Miami, Seattle. There's somebody else.
But we still got some interesting matchups going on.
Sure.
Browns Bills in Detroit should be interesting. It's a must-win game for the Bills. I feel like the Browns are just trying to keep their heads above water just to see if they can still make a run late in the year. Interesting game just due to the circumstances there. And then Cowboys-Vikings should be a good one tomorrow, 4:25.
That's probably another, the Vikings find themselves in what is probably the matchup of the week.
Yeah. Back-to-back weeks. And then Chiefs and Chargers, 8:20. Like tomorrow, in each time slot, we got one kind of marquee game, and then, there's other games going on, obviously.
Sure. And Jacksonville's the other team on bye that I was forgetting to mention. So definitely some heavy hitters from the fantasy perspective with the state of Florida essentially being on bye this week.
Yeah.
Plus Seattle. So, yeah, here to help navigate that. There's a decent chance trade deadlines are coming up.
Could be this week, could be next week.
Right, could be this week, could be next week. So the time has come to kind of figure that out as well. This is where, I assume most questions that might pertain to trades are redraft, but if they are dynasty, this is a time where that conversation more so comes into play at this point in the season. So again, as always with questions, context is key. The more context, the better.
I just want to say with your questions, give us the amount of teams in your league, the format. You might even want to give us the platform, but definitely let us know if it's redraft dynasty. Definitely let us know if it's PPR, half PPR, standard. Yeah. And for your, your package deal, list my whole team type of questions. Just keep in mind that is something, the team evaluations is something that we advertise for our members. Yes. So we'll give you an answer. It will not be the most in-depth answer in the world for your list my whole roster, how am I looking, who should I go out and get answers. If you want a more in-depth, if you want to have a little bit more of an in-depth conversation about it, we can chat for, 25, 30 minutes about it if you want to come over and be a member. So just throwing that out there. But as always, we are happy to talk football with you today.
Yeah. And just one more thing with that. Obviously, we're up, the slate is tomorrow. The football is tomorrow. The start-sit questions are going to take precedence anyway. They have to.
Right.
So, yeah.
But with it being the trade deadline, it does play into it, the general conversation a little bit more.
Totally fine. Trade questions, totally fine. It's the rate my team like kind of comments or questions where they're going to be more difficult to do at this time.
Yes.
Especially now, because trade questions, with the deadlines approaching in most, if not all leagues.
Yep.
So, let's get to it.
Yeah, we have a interesting slate with a couple of interesting questions. Is Mark Andrews going to play? Looks like he will. Right. Is Ezekiel Elliott going to play? Looks like he will, but how much of a role is he going to take away from Tony Pollard, who's looked like the RB1 overall in back-to-back weeks?
Right. Kyler Murray's on the injury report. Devontae Adams is on the injury report. DeAndre Hopkins is on the injury report, limited today with a hamstring injury. Remember, the Cardinals play on Monday night. So definitely with Kyler, I don't know. If Jimmy Garoppolo is on the wire, go grab him. If it's a deeper league, go just get Colt McCoy.
Yes, is PJ Walker out there? Is something like that? Lucius, thank you very much for the super chat.
Thank you, Lucius.
Very kind of you. You want to just jump into these questions? They're piling up.
Sure. We'll start with the super, and then we can work our way back up. We see everybody in here. Main, good to see you. B3 Solo, Terrell, E11, good to see all you guys. We will get to everybody's questions, but Lucius was kind enough to offer up the super, so let's do this.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lucius, and thank you everybody for chilling. 10-team half PPR, Yahoo. Yes, I would absolutely trade Justin Fields for Mark Andrews if my quarterback is hurt, because I won't need Justin Fields. Yeah. If you can upgrade from somebody who's not even a tight end one right now to the second best tight end in the league, because the first is still Kelsey. For a quarterback you're not gonna use, that's huge. Yeah. So go and do that, man.
Right. Hurts has passed his bye week. Fields still has his bye week to come, and it's a late one, right? It's a week 14 one. So that one is that's you have to still navigate that with Fields. So let that be somebody else's problem when you have Jalen Hurts, when you have the other top 3 rushing quarterback in fantasy in Hurts. So you could sell the other one.
And that's a win. High. That's a win because in a 10 team, you would have to assume that the other person could just as easily just stream. But if the person just wants to set it and forget it with Fields and is willing to give up, probably one of the best players on his team to be able to do so, that's a clear-cut win for you.
And you don't have to give up Pitts.
Right.
So you can pivot back to Pitts in the unlikely event Andrews is not able to go this week, or just moving forward in general.
Yep.
Yes, Lucius.
Huge win.
Do the deal. Nicely done.
Yep.
Appreciate that once again.
Yes, thank you very much. B3 Solo, what up, man? Main, good to see you.
To get Swift. Yeah, I'd say that's a decent buy low. Swift has been frustrating, but for what it's worth, he did log full practices back to back this week. He hasn't done that for a while. So if Gus is the only thing you gave up and you have Jamal Williams, I like it.
Yeah, banged up Swift. A banged up Swift, it's not, the RB1 Swift that we're used to or we're even hoping when we drafted, but he's still an RB2, a low-end RB2 with some high-end RB2 upside. So if you can get that piece for a guy in Gus Bus who's going to have to contend with J.K. Dobbins when he comes back, is going to have to contend with Kenyon Drake the entire year, that's a good move for you, man.
Yeah, you get the insurance policy. If one goes down, you have the other. Yeah, nicely done. I like it.
And B3 just traded Dameon Pierce for Hollywood Brown. Wow.
Okay.
You got some good running backs there.
Yep.
I still think Pierce has been an RB1, and you didn't get a wide receiver one back.
If you're hurting for wide receiver, I understand the thought process there, but then I would have maybe traded Rachaad White for Hollywood.
And if I'm trading Pierce, I want, T. Higgins back. I want, Huh?
I was going to say, I even Pacheco, because Rachaad White I'm very,
we're both believers
moving forward.
We're both believers, but Pierce is in our RB1, and they're rare. So I would have traded him for nothing less than a low-end or wide receiver one. I'm looking at your Debo's, your Mike Williams's, or Mike Evans's, or somebody like that. I think Hollywood, he's a wide receiver 2 with volatility moving forward, because Hopkins is the clear-cut wide receiver 1 in that offense.
Yeah, Ertz going down, it stabilizes him a little bit, but Rondale is taken a step forward this year compared to last year.
Yep.
He's a mainstay. I mean, Hollywood, I think, is going to be fine.
This isn't a bad move because you do have the running backs to be all right. And so if this does help your wide receiver core, then all good. But my issue with this deal right here is that you probably could have got more. Does it make your team better? Probably.
Well,
could it be even
depends on your wide receivers?
Yes, that's what I feel. I feel like if you're trading Pierce for a wide receiver, you were hurting that wide receiver. So I think this helps. Maybe you add Cooper. Maybe you had Chase.
Well, right below, he said Hopkins, Moore, Devontae Smith, asking to choose two. Did you just grab all the Cardinals wide receivers? B3.
That's not a bad.
Oh, down below says Evans and Pittman. I don't. Okay, so maybe this is two different situations.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's not. I don't know. But if you have all the Cardinals,
but if you have Evans and Pittman and you picked up Hollywood and trading Dameon Pierce to pick up a wide receiver 3 is what you did.
I would have wanted another piece, but fine.
I would have wanted a better piece, if not another piece.
Better, yeah, or like Hollywood plus.
But this could very well make your team better. So I'm not hating all that much.
Fine. Hollywood's floor is boosted because Zach Ertz is out for the year.
True. Very much so.
You know, I would say the volatility is, I would say, a little less of a concern, especially because the Cardinals, and this is my last thought here, we can move on. The Cardinals can't run the ball. They just can't. James, we brought this up, I think, on Tuesday's stream. James Conner's averaging like 3.3 yards per carry on the season.
And they're giving up on their good running backs who are efficient and picking up Corey Clement instead. So even organizationally, man,
they're going to throw. They're going to throw the ball, and I think all 3 receivers are viable. So that's for the rest of the season. I will say that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So good luck on the deal. I hope it works out for you. I hope it does make your team good enough to where you can breeze through the playoffs and get yourself a win. Terrell.
Tony Sutton, Gus Pacheco, choose one.
Also Pierce or Pacheco. Pierce.
Well, Pierce over Pacheco, but then of that group in full PPR,
Tony right now.
Tony.
Yo, think of where we were 2 weeks ago with Tony. We were all the way out, and now 2 weeks later,
think of where we
no
were 2
Hardman,
months ago.
no Juju this week.
Yeah,
like Tony's gonna go off.
I had him on my do not draft list this year.
Yeah, we were all the way off. And then he went to the best situation.
And then he got traded, and then all he needed to do was get traded to the Chiefs and have Juju and Mecole Hardman sustain injuries.
Bro, in a dynasty league that I'm in with you, I traded him away for absolutely nothing and feel like an idiot. But whatever. We would still go Tony here and then Pierce.
Tony. Yeah. Tony. In full PPR. I mean, yeah. Absolutely.
And E111, good to see you.
Yeah, it's been a bit, I think.
And B3, thanks for the clarifications on that.
Okay. And then as far as the choose 2 here, if this is a separate thing, I mean, it's easy. You have Hopkins and Devontae Smith in there, especially because you have Hurts playing. And if Hopkins can't go, then you swap him in for Rondale.
Yeah. We had a question on the live stream on Thursday, whether or not to go Gabe Davis in a dome now in Detroit.
Right.
Or Devontae Smith. And I forget who the question was, but they are like back to back in my rankings now moving forward because no Dallas Goedert.
No Dallas Goedert, yeah.
I just who would you go with?
But to this week?
This week for hopefully the person who had that dilemma is in here. If not, hopefully they ask the question again. But
man, if I had to choose one, Gabe, just because they're in the dome, they avoid the weather. And the Browns are atrocious on defense.
Yeah, that is what I ended up saying. I just wanted to ask you because I wanted to, insulate myself against being too much of a homer.
Yeah.
My Bills. No. I can't. So I just wanted to ask you, as an Eagles fan, do you go Devonta Smith there or Gabe Davis? So good to know.
I still go Gabe. It's close because Devonta Smith gets a big rest of season boost. Goddard's expected back, but I mean we're in the stretch run now, so. I think it's fair to say rest of season boost when talking about a guy like Devontae Smith. That being said, given the situation with the Bills, shout out to Bills Mafia for shoveling the players literally out of their homes over this weekend.
Yeah.
So that the players could make it to the airport.
That legitimately happened.
That did happen. Yeah, Bills fans come through. So, yeah, nicely done there. That being said, as long as Gabe made it to the airport and is playing in the Dome tomorrow against that awful Browns, the Browns are bottom 6 in pass rush, and they're even worse in the secondary. Other than that, they're doing great. All this to say, the Browns stink on defense. I want to play Bills players anyway. It's a neutral field, so that they lose home field advantage. That hurts a little bit, but in the Dome against such a defense that is giving up such colossal production right now, Davis.
Yeah, and that wasn't a question from the chat. I just wanted to pick your brain about it.
Okay. Well, to go back to B3 to wrap it up, Smith and Hopkins. If Hopkins can't go, Rondale.
Yes, agreed. Clamp DZ, pick one. Tony, Rondale, or DJ Moore. Tony, dude. The Tony right now to me this week is a wide receiver 2 that I want to bet some money on.
Yeah. Rondale's
not only is he given
appeal.
Not only is he getting pretty much a full-time role, but he's a guy that can win off of one play.
I mean,
and he's in an offense conducive to being able to do so. So
he's going to operate as Mahomes' number 2, target this week.
Yeah, exactly.
That there's value there, point blank.
Yeah. Newsflash.
I mean, who are they rolling? Who else are they rolling out? It's Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who you want to talk about volatility. MVS might actually get a nice little boost this week. I will say Rondale has been awesome for the past 3 weeks.
He's been for longer than that.
Well, you got to go. Well, the past 4 weeks he had a one catch game. The past 3 weeks, 9 for 94.
Yeah, it's just but you go back to week 6, week 5, 10 targets, 8 targets. Yeah. I was just like, yo, look at that usage.
Yeah,
I'm chasing that usage, and then we started to see that production. So,
and he did last week. 9 catches, 94 yards with Colt McCoy. So he's now officially had strong games with both quarterbacks. So if Colt McCoy has to go again, you're not necessarily concerned about Rondale Moore.
No, the question with Rondale Moore was, can he be a young up-and-coming Cole Beasley type? Can he be PPR magnet, low average depth of target, probably doesn't clear 100 yards a whole bunch, but integral part of an offense, good offense, hyper-targeted, sometimes catch a touchdown. That's basically what he's been over the past 6 weeks. And I didn't think he would get there. But here we are. So I'm all aboard the Rondale Moore train. But I still want Tony.
Okay, I think I'm actually changing I'm going to say Rondale over Tony. And maybe I get a little snake bitten by this. I kind of did with Christian Watson. I called Christian Watson a wait and see after the one big game. Follows it up with a 2 touchdown performance on Thursday night. So that one snake bit me a little bit. I do think I'm going to kind of, as it pertains to a guy who's been producing in Rondale, I'm going to kind of go back to that same logic, that same mindset. Let me wait one game. I know Tony's in a great situation and I want to start him, but Rondale has done enough over over this recent stretch where I think I lean him as a very safe play with a high floor.
The thing is, he has a high floor, but his ceiling is kind of capped still. This is a player where he's not going to be using the red zone. And in the event that he is, when he does score the touchdown, yes, he's going to get you borderline 19 points. But even on 10, 13 targets, 7 points, 10 points, 13 points, his ceiling isn't super high. So for me, the reason why I want to go Tony is because I think he'll replicate those target numbers, but his ceiling for explosive plays is just so much higher. So to me, that's why I want to go Tony, but I recognize fully that Rondale is a very good, safe play.
I also don't know what the scoring is here. If it's full PPR, that makes me a little bit more enticed toward Rondale. If it's half or standard, then sure, Tony, then maybe I pivot a little bit more to who I think can be the more explosive between the two. But if it's full PPR, clamped, I think I say Rondale. If it's half or standard, then I guess I'm a little more okay with Tony.
And thank you for the question, man. Thanks for chilling.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a good one.
TS, sit one, Swift, Jamal Williams or Brian Robinson. I think it's Swift.
Really?
I
think it's Brian Robinson.
I mean,
Swift. Well,
do you want to play both
Lions?
That's my question. Do you want to play both Lions running backs? To me, I want to play one of them. And then the other guy who has, while he's not super explosive, has gotten his fair share of usage, and J.D. McKissic just went on IR.
Right. And it's a tough matchup for the Lions on the road against the Giants, who have been pretty good against running backs this year.
Yeah, so I don't know if I want to play both of them, in which case I want to play Jamal Williams, who's the healthier one. And then I'll swerve to Brian Robinson, who got, I think, 20-plus rushes last week and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't he?
Robinson got
26 rushes and a touchdown, yeah.
Right, yeah. He
wasn't efficient because he's not a good running back, but
he's getting volume.
Yeah. RB 13 on the week. I'm going back to that against Houston.
Yeah, I guess I'll go back to the well with Brian Robinson in a beautiful one of the few matchups where they might have positive game script on the year against Houston.
Yep.
And even if they don't, I don't think either team is blowing the other one out.
No. So are you going Jamal Williams and Brian Robinson PPR?
I guess so. I mean, it's safe. It feels boring. It feels weird to sit Swift, opposed to those two guys. But,
True.
I guess if I think I can play it safe, I'll play both of those guys. If I think I need like a little bit more pop, like an all or nothing play, then maybe I swap Williams for Swift.
And just a reminder, we're slowly making our way through these questions. We do answer every single one in here, so if you posted one down below, you don't need to post it again. We will get to it. You just got to be patient while we work our way through these questions. Zachary Martinez, full PPR. You got Brian Robinson at RB2 with Keenan Allen and Dante Foreman at double flex spots, and you got Devonta Smith and Cordarrelle Patterson on your bench. What's the best move? I would put Peterson in at RB2.
Patterson.
Patterson in at RB2
over Foreman,
and I would put. I think I'd put Devonta Smith over Keenan Allen this week.
I would too.
So I would too. Both of those guys that you have on your bench, I want to be playing them.
It's hard to trust Allen right now. It looks like he's supposed to play, but he's still on the injury report as listed as questionable. I'm not assuming like optimistic side. You know that how Yahoo likes that language, like the optimistic side of questionable.
Yeah.
It's hard to like get behind that just because Allen really hasn't played this year, and if he does, it could be in a limited capacity. It's enticing to play him because of what he's done, and if he's expected to play, he's considered a stud, but he hasn't played. I need to see it for a week. Meanwhile, I've got Devonta Smith in a great, again, in a situation where he should see more work with no Dallas Goedert. I think I got to go to Devonta Smith over Keenan Allen for this week, and I agree. Patterson over Foreman. Foreman is in danger of falling out of game script if the Panthers get blown out on the road in Baltimore, which is a very real possibility.
Yeah, when they stay in the game, D'Onta Foreman is a clear-cut high-end RB2, but that might not be the case. In the one game where that didn't happen, he scored you 3 points.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
gotta be careful with that.
If Ravens get up early, like 14-0 tomorrow, Foreman's in trouble.
Now, the Ravens have struggled a little bit, but I still think they go up on the Panthers.
Sure, but yeah, they clear the Panthers as a team.
Richie Rich, Mooney, or Gallup in the flex, and Najee or Michael Carter full PPR.
Mooney and Najee.
Mooney over Gallup. And Najee over Carter.
Najee has been a boring RB2, but he's given you, at least he gives you 10 points. Carter might give you 15, but in a tough matchup on the road in New England, he might give you 5.
Yeah, and now they have a competent RB behind him in James Robinson, so I do like Michael Carter more than James Robinson, but I think I got to just go Najee, even though if there's anybody who's going to get usurped here, it is Najee, because I think Jaylen Warren is just straight up better, or just more healthy, or a combination of both.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to go there, and I don't think the Steelers are ready to go there.
And I don't think they are either, but just you got to keep that in mind when you're talking about handcuffs with James Robinson. Najee has one too, but Mooney for sure.
They spent a first-round pick on Najee. They're not going to go away from him this year.
True.
They're not going to go away from it next year either. They need. They're trying.
No,
they're trying, for better or worse. I don't. It's just they're trying to justify that decision.
I still don't know if he's 100% healthy coming off that List Frank injury, and that's where I'm coming from there. I don't. Yeah. It's not that I don't think Najee's talented. I think he's super talented. I think they go back to him next year, no question. Yes, obviously that first round draft capital, but I don't think he's healthy right now. So that's my question there. But yeah, just go Najee. Just go Najee.
If he's in the lineup and it's between him and Michael Carter, I gotta go Najee.
Yeah. Kmet or Slayton? Jesse, honestly, I think I'll go Kmet this week.
It's a great matchup for Slayton. I don't like the idea of playing 2 tight ends. Who's your other tight end, Jesse? Let us know. I don't know. It feels weird. I think I'd just rather play the wide receiver.
I'm coming earlier on in the week, or coming off of last week, I was higher on Slayton than I probably should have been, and now I'm a little bit further back down to earth on him. Decent week, touchdown, 3 receptions, 95 yards, 4 targets, but again, 4 targets. And Wan'Dale Robinson's coming back and should get some targets in there. And they just brought over Isaiah Hodgins, and the rumor is they want to stick him in and see how it goes. And so it's just, I don't know. Probably smart play is Slayton. I have this funny feeling that Kmet is just going to be what we wanted Tunyon to be. We talked about Justin Fields is what we wanted from Trey Lance coming into this year. I think what we projected for Robert Tunyon is going to happen to somebody in his division, in Cole Kmet. And he's not going to be a target monster, but he's going to catch some touchdowns and be utilized in the red zone because they don't have another weapon like him on their team.
No, they don't. He's probably their best red zone option.
Yep.
Other than running it. Yep.
So I'm going Kmet. Nick's going Slayton.
I might go Slayton. I don't know. I prefer the wide. I prefer the wide receiver, and they're at home.
There you go. So we're split there, Jesse.
Kmet is safe. Kmet might be a little safer. Slayton might have a little bit more big play opportunity.
Yeah, we'll see. So we're split. Can't give you a definitive answer there, but hopefully us talking about it helped. Yeah. E111, Swift has been complaining about his workload too. Squeaky wheel gets the grease.
We'll see how tomorrow goes.
Yeah, squeaky wheel gets the grease when that wheel is 100% healthy.
Yeah,
that's my concern.
And I mean, I think he's getting there.
Yep.
He's off the injury report, but let's see how he does in a tougher matchup.
And P3, good to know. We factored that in to that question up above. Hopefully that helped again. Trevor Zanata.
What's up, Trevor?
What's going on, man? Are we going Pickens, Deontay Johnson, or Garrett Wilson, or Higbee? Have PPR.
Pitts or Higbee at tight end, and then those 3 receivers. Got to pick between one of them.
There you go. Sorry, I didn't see that distinction.
The Steelers are going up against the Bengals. Garrett Wilson is on the road in New England.
I think I want Garrett Wilson, man.
These 2 teams linked up a couple weeks ago. The Patriots and the Jets. I think it was week 8. Garrett Wilson had a good day.
I want Garrett Wilson with no Corey Davis. No Corey Davis. He is the hyper targeted option in that offense now. No Brees either, obviously, who was picking up a lot of targets in that offense. Zach Wilson still isn't playing well, but that isn't mattering for Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I mean,
they're still trying to force the issue with Denzel Mims. He's getting more work than Elijah Moore. So, again, Garrett Wilson's not going to have a lot of talent out there for competition.
He's the top guy.
Wilson.
Yeah. You might as well go Wilson and let, whatever happens between Deontay and Pickens, don't be affected by it, As far as Pitts or Higbee, I'm probably going Higbee because Stafford is back and Kupp is down.
Yeah.
Higbee. I think the Saints are a tough matchup by the numbers, but I mean, the Rams don't have too many options.
With their O-line breaking down, losing two more starters, they're going to be forced to go, use him in the pass game because they're going to need to dump it off even more now. So, yeah. Higbee. Mm-hmm. Slim74, what's going on, man?
What's up, Slim?
Your Debo shopping, going to offer Christian Watson and James Conner for Debo and Pacheco. Debo's playoff schedule is mint. Hey, if that gets it done, then go for it. But I think that, like, Christian Watson and Conner for Debo, you should be hoping he does that. I don't know if you can get Pacheco on top of that.
You might be able to. You could. I mean, if you do it now, before Pacheco plays tomorrow night,
and while Christian Watson's week is still fresh in mind.
Yeah. Connor might have a rough showing against the 49ers.
Just try to do it before the games.
We don't know if Pacheco's anything, We don't know.
I'm just willing to chase the running back who's getting the most touches in that offense. When it was CEH, he was scoring touchdowns. Pacheco hasn't scored touchdowns yet, but I think that it's coming for him once, I think it might come this week.
They took him off of kickoff duties.
There you go. What does that say? I want Pacheco.
Yeah. He's been replaced. Let me confirm that that's the actual case on the Kansas City depth chart, but that was a report earlier in the week that Pacheco was being removed from special teams.
Yeah. And
sure. Make it happen if you can.
Try it.
Just remember, to your point that you actually made earlier in the week, that Debo hasn't been 2021 Debo.
Even when he's been on prior to these last two games, this 2-game stretch where he has been in a slump, he has not been prime 2022 Debo. He's been a completely different player.
In a wide receiver 2-ish.
And that was with no CMC. Or Elijah Mitchell. So things are changing for Debo. You have to keep that in mind. But it's definitely a buy low situation for him. So if you can get it done, do it. Selling high on Watson, selling high on Connor, do it.
So just FYI, Pacheco is still listed as the team's starting kick returner. I don't know if that's just slow to update or if the report was maybe just like the coaches just saying stuff.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll get some more news tomorrow, and we'll keep you updated. But B3 Solo, Nick and I talked about this earlier on in the week. We don't think that Eno getting picked up by the Texans is any indictment on Pierce.
Yeah,
it's more of like an indictment on, or just future insurance for Rex Burkhead, if anything. So we weren't really worried about Dameon Pierce's workload going anywhere.
Or just in running back depth, but he's not taking work away. He's not taking work away from Pierce.
Yep. And Swift isn't. What's that?
So any more than like Mark Ingram spells Alvin Kamara when healthy or something like that, As far as it pertains to Eno Benjamin.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna. Yeah.
No, you got to remember he's a 7th round pick who languished on the Cardinals for a long time. And then really couldn't crack the rotation when seemingly they need him to, with no Darrell Williams. Just signed Corey Clement off of waivers. So I'm not worried about Eno Benjamin as it pertains to Dameon Pierce. But Slim74 says Swift is another guy that he's targeting. Roll with the talent. For him, it always shows in the end. We would usually say yeah to that. And if you can get him for Gus Edwards, like Main did, that's a win.
Yeah. I mean, if that's what you can get away with, sure. Or like a Donta Foreman, right? Roll the dice on him.
Yeah.
Like, well, maybe not. But
I'd rather have Swift than Donta Foreman, but you're close there.
It's
the
it's
fact
not
that,
so far off.
It's
not so far off.
The fact that we're close on that is crazy.
Football's
but 2023 has been a crazy season thus far. Like the season retrospective is just going to be, oh man. Tua went off. I was all the way wrong. Regardless, Sean Davis, PPR, need
What's up,
2.
Sean?
Wide receiver, end of flex. Mike Williams, Pittman, Paris Campbell, who's been great. past few weeks. And Rondale.
I think I can't play Campbell over Rondale, and I think
can't play Campbell over Pittman in the same offense.
I think I got to play Pittman and Rondale, Sean.
Yeah.
I need to see it from Mike Williams for a week.
Well, honestly, I'm holding off because of the high ankle sprain. Players don't do well coming back from that. Yeah.
Yeah, give me the two healthy dudes who are playing, who, yes, Paris Campbell is in the same conversation for Pittman as far as getting a quarterback boost, but Pittman is that team's wide receiver 1. I got to play Pittman and Rondale.
Yeah.
Who did the Colts play last week? The Raiders. Yeah, the Eagles have a slightly better defense than the Raiders do. Now, they're hurting a little bit in the run defense, so maybe at home, we're getting some bots. Maybe at home, the Colts have a little bit more success. Where's our moderators at?
Hey, mods, where you at? Yeah. Hunter, we need you.
Yeah. So, anyway, regardless, Pittman and Rondale.
Yep. Chris Flores, bench Sutton or Ayuk? Sutton. Keep playing Ayuk. He's been great.
Ayuk's been really good. And Sutton had a decent game. I guess he should be fine, especially Jerry Jeudy's out of the lineup. He's 6 for 66 last week.
Yeah.
He should be fine. He's at home against the Raiders,
He was
right?
performing like a high-end wide receiver 2 when Jeudy was last out.
Yeah.
But I'd still
just out again.
Yeah, I still would rather Ayuk.
Ayuk's been a little bit better. It's a better matchup for Sutton, I think, by the numbers. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what the Cardinals are as far as their pass defense. I know that the Raiders' pass defense, which is Sutton's matchup, is not good. I would say,
maybe it is Sutton. I
would say this is maybe a little bit more.
Am I hating too much on Sutton? I think it is Sutton.
I mean, as somebody who I'm not a Sutton guy, but when Jeudy is out, then it's fine to be in on it.
Yeah, I'm switching. It's Sutton, and I'm also going Sanders over Swift.
Sanders over Swift. I like Ayuk, but give me Sutton with no Jeudy in a great matchup.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So bench Ayuk and go with Sanders.
Slim, thank you for the super, buddy. Appreciate that.
Oh man, thank you very much. Much
appreciate the
appreciated.
Discourse, the conversation. Yeah. Do your thing. Appreciate it.
And Sean Davis, who's a better player rest of season, Pitts or Komet? It's Komet.
Fuck.
It's Komet.
I guess. I don't want to get too reactionary after a past couple of weeks, but like, I mean, it's tough to. Pitts is clearly the superior talent, but the Bears appear to have figured some stuff out on offense. Komet is firing recently. He's on a heater for the next couple of weeks. It has to be Komet. I'm not. If this is a question to figure out, like, do I need to drop one of these two? I'm doing what I can to hold them both. Komet for the next few weeks. I don't know if I can definitively say Komet over Pitts for the rest of season. I understand wanting to go there after the run that Komet has been on the past couple of weeks. I can't quite go there yet as far as rest of season. But for the next few weeks, I'll say at least the next 2 to 3 weeks, Komet.
Yeah, and I'm willing to say rest of season because I don't think the touchdowns are coming for Pitts at all. I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, whereas Komet is there already. And maybe that's reactionary, but that's where I'm at. I've seen 10 weeks of Pitts this season with the current offense that he's in, and that's enough for me to know I don't see him having 2 touchdown upside. Komet's shown that twice in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, we need Mariota to start putting his throws in the same zip code that Pitts is in.
That's the problem. It's not the talent.
That's the problem.
It's
Mariota
the quarterback.
Can't get him the ball.
Yep.
He throws lasers and darts to Damiere Byrd, but he can't hit Pitts, as if he was the side of a barn.
And JP, thank you very much. Hey, you've helped us. Thanks JP chipping in that. and
that's okay.
Yeah, man, we are very much appreciated. That's very kind of you.
Appreciate that, man. You don't have to do that, but we appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
JB, did you have questions? Yeah. McCoy, Goff, Pickett, Dalton, Stafford, or Mayfield.
Where's this?
This just above. He did ask a question
Gotcha.
about which quarterback to rock with. I guess. Goff? I don't know. No, not Goff. Oh my God, man. Dalton, he's at home, I guess.
I think the answer is Dalton or Pickett.
Dalton
bro.
at home. I don't want to play Pickett. I don't trust Pickett. I guess Dalton because of garbage time. Also, but I'm not. There's a non-zero chance Dalton could get benched for Jameis, even though the Saints seem to not like Jameis. I feel like there's a non-zero chance that Dalton gets benched in an atrocious situation that we can't rule out with bad teams, and the Saints are a bad team.
Yeah.
If you can stomach like getting away with 10 to 12 points, then Stafford. If you need to take a shot at like 16 or 17, then Dalton, I guess. But Dalton's floor is like, I don't know, 2 or 3. If he bottoms out, Stafford's not prone, I don't think, to like a getting benched type of performance. Dalton is. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Weirder things have happened. Remember, teams will pull the plug in bad situations. So I guess Goff is. I can't play Goff on the road. I don't trust.
No,
Goff
it's Dalton for me. And if I'm worried at all about Jameis, then I'm swerving to Pickett, even though Pickett doesn't have very high upside.
Yeah,
at least he's playing
Dalton.
Cincy, and you might get a shot at running up the score. That's kind of what my thought process is. But yeah, it's Dalton for me.
And they're not going to run up the score because they don't have an offense that's capable of running up the score.
Yeah, but they would try. But yeah,
they could try. They're going to fail. They stink. Or the Bengals. Or were you talking about Cincinnati?
No, I was talking about Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they're not they're not good enough. They stink.
If only they trusted Pickens like they should and just gave him the ball 15 times and saw what happened. But regardless,
got small hands. So.
Slim 74 got it on my IR. I'm rolling with Knox for the next 4 weeks. What do you guys think? And yes, I have gone Tony Matt. He's a wide receiver too.
Knox,
fight me.
I mean, Knox is fine to roll the dice on tomorrow. Again, the Browns are terrible on defense. So sure, in a dome.
Hey, it's fine. A weird week for tight end. If you have like a Gerald Everett and you just absolutely need somebody like that. If you have Goddard or Ertz or you were relying on one of them, right?
Prepared for an Andrews backup, or
right. Then yeah, I mean you can roll with Knox, but be prepared to get you could get 3 to 4 weeks of 3 points each week.
His floor is like 1.5.
He's just not getting the touchdowns in this offense, and it looks like they are looking elsewhere other than internally to fix it. They brought in Nyheim Hines. Like it seems like they're not trying to force the issue with him. They're looking to use other positions, which is strange.
Yeah,
but we'll see. Raja Usman, good to see you. Pick 2, Ayuk Tony and Keenan Allen. I want both of the first guys.
First two. I'm not messing around with Keenan Allen unless I have like bare bones options.
Yep.
If it's Keenan Allen or Marquez Valdez-Scantling, then fine. I'll play Keenan Allen. But in the event that he's ruled out, at least I have MVS playing in the same game on Sunday night. Like, that's where I'm at with Keenan Allen. I need to wait a week. I can't play Keenan Allen right now. How many weeks in a row has he missed? Has he played since week 1? Did he get like 1 game in? Yeah, right. He got 1 game in. I think it was before the bye week, right? It was the game before the bye week, and he got hurt again. The Chargers are another stupid organization. He played week 1, didn't return until week 7, 1 week before the bye, which was probably a really stupid thing for them to do. Caught 2 balls for 11 yards. The bye week comes and goes. Brandon Staley comes out the next week and says that the injury isn't responding the way we want it to. Something to that effect. And now he's missed the past 2 games, and he's on the right side, quote unquote, of questionable for week 11. I am not messing around with Keenan Allen unless it's like Justin Watson. Like, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. That's where I'm at with Keenan Allen. I'm not playing him right now.
No, I'm not either. Just look at what we saw from Michael Thomas. All right.
Yeah.
Same thing could happen for Keenan Allen. Could just see a setback, and then that's what we're dealing with.
If he has a Keenan Allen week on my bench, great. I can put him in my lineup next week. I'm not messing around with the potentials. To me, the cons outweigh the pros for this week with him.
Yeah. Yep.
Ayuk and Tony.
And
as for Watson, yeah.
Hunter, I would do that in a second. Sorry, I would do that in a second. But
yes, I wouldn't even need Hunter Henry.
No, Hunter Henry's. Yeah, you can honestly drop him after the fact, but I would just make that
right. Deal. Yes, Hunter. Yes, get Ramondre for that. That guy's on. That person's out of their mind.
We've seen a couple of these trades come through over the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's just people are getting trade happy, trying to make something happen at the deadline when they shouldn't, and you can capitalize.
Yeah.
But go back to what you were answering the Justin Watson question.
Yeah, I mean, decent sleeper, and probably requires a 14-teamer or maybe a 12-teamer that plays lots of flex spots. Sure, worth the roll of the dice. I'm pretty sure he starts for them, or has started for them. At least last week when Nicole was out. Pretty sure. Yeah, played 73% of the snaps, second most behind Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
There you
last
go.
week with no Nicole. Now Tony's probably going to see more than 44% of the snaps.
Yeah, I would bet that's flipped. I would bet Tony sees the 77 and
Watson maybe sees 50.
Yeah,
remember,
maybe
Juju's
45,
too,
something like that. Yeah.
I would say 60. No Juju.
Possibly, because he's listed as a. Yeah, this isn't the JoJo Natson guy. This is the wide receiver from the Bucks from a while ago, right?
Yeah, Justin Watson.
Yeah. Wasn't he on the Bucks like a few years ago?
I'm not remembering. Either way, yeah, decent flyer over somebody like Sky Moore.
He was the first Tyler Johnson.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was on the Bucks.
Oh, there you go.
He was the first Tyler Johnson. But
gotcha.
Raja Usman, you lost Gogurt. Do I start Knox or Trey McBride?
Oof.
I would go Knox because I need to see Trey McBride play once.
Is there anybody else out there?
Is Foster Moreau out there?
Might be gone.
Is Hurst out there? Yeah, I mean it's. I would just go Dawson Knox, but don't go into using Dawson Knox expecting a tight end 1 week. If he gives it to you, that's great, but don't go in expecting it. I would probably expect 3 to 4 points, and if he gives you more than that, then all gravy. But Trey McBride can get you 0, so that's why I'm going Knox.
Yep.
Slim helping out. Tyson Carter, start one wide receiver and one flex, half PPR. Tony, Rondale Moore, Patterson, Drake. Tony and Patterson. In half PPR, since it's not full PPR, Tony and Patterson.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. I don't love sitting Rondale, but sure. In half PPR, fine.
Yeah. And Slim, that is something to keep in mind for Kmet. But again, the reason why we like Kmet is because, he'll get you 2 receptions for 14 yards and 2 touchdowns, right? It's not that he's a tight end that's going to get you 100 yards receiving. It's not his game, not the game we're playing him for. But if Fields can get to 150 yards passing and 3 touchdowns, which he's gotten to, and Kmet lands 2 of them, you're coming away happier than if he would have gone for 100 yards. But yeah, and Joller, it's good for Kmet. Good for Kmet. We like Kmet. Tommy Talaga.
The yardage isn't a concern. No,
not at all. Tommy Talaga, full PPR, flex, DJ Moore, or do I pick up Slayton or Nico Collins and Fry Luther Higbee?
Muth over Higbee, I think. And yeah, I would pick up Slayton. I don't want to drop DJ Moore, but with Baker Mayfield back in, I don't want to play DJ Moore.
And you want Slayton over Collins?
Yeah, I do.
Even though Collins is coming off a 10 target week?
Yeah,
something Slayton will never see.
Slayton can make. I think Slayton can make big plays. I like Nico. I'm not sure if I don't know if I'm chasing last week's touchdown. I don't know if I'm doing that. Let's put it this way: I would play either one over DJ Moore. So if Tommy, if you prefer one of the two, I think I could prefer slightly Slayton. If I'm just gonna go for this somewhat like moonshot play, so to speak, I'll take Slayton.
Who's the quarterback this week for the Cardinals?
Who's the quarterback?
Yeah, did they? PJ Walker's ruled out, right? So it is going to be Mayfield.
You mean for the Panthers?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, I was like, Kyler. For the Panthers, it's Baker Mayfield, which makes DJ Moore a wide receiver 7.
Yeah. So yeah, Slayton.
I would play Slayton because he's the Giants wide receiver 1. Nico is the Texans wide receiver 2.
And Freiermuth or Higbee?
I'll take Muth.
Yeah, he's the tight end 9 on the year.
Yeah, I'll take Muth.
Should continue to see a little bit of a target boost with no.
With Claypool gone.
Yep, with Claypool gone. Tyler Higbee's been better on the season as the tight end 7 over the same amount of games, and should see an uptick in his own right.
Maybe Higbee.
Honestly, I think I go Higbee this week with no Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, no Cooper Kupp. Stafford back.
He's just got a safer floor, similar ceiling.
Yeah. All right, fine. Yeah, Higbee over Freiermuth.
And SlimFoot74 says Brian Robinson has only played 5 games. Remember, he's getting better.
Well, maybe he's getting some strength back, right? He's getting his getting his legs back under him, getting his, getting experience, right? So, yeah, getting better.
My issue is, we projected him to be kind of like a get the yards that are in front of him and fall down type of running back, as in a running back that's not going to be averaging 4 yards per carry or 5 or anything in between there. And he's shown himself to be that exact type of running back. 2.4 yards per carry, 3.5 yards per carry in every week that he's played thus far. And it has been 6, hasn't just been 5. It's been 6. He doesn't have a yards per carry above 3.65. That's it's telling to me.
Not very
so I know he has only played 5 games. I don't expect his efficiency to get any better. That's where I'm at with him. And Joller thinks if Fields passes more, Kmet will get less targets. Interesting.
He's still a threat for a touchdown at this point with the way that they're moving and with the options they have if they get into the red zone.
Yeah, because Chase Claypool isn't a red zone monster. Darnell Mooney's too small to be. Just lost Herbert.
Tight ends are naturally targeted more in the red zone.
Yep.
It's just a thing. Yep.
And Elout, good to see you, man.
What's up, Elout?
How you doing? Do I play Njoku over Pitts if he plays? Yes.
Yeah. When does Njoku go? Is it the 1 o'clock? It's the 1 o'clock window. Yeah, it is. Yeah, if Njoku plays over Pitts. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Booze Lizard, first name, last name. Start 3, have PPR, Zeke, DJ Moore, Tony, Mooney, and Gabe Davis.
Those three wide receivers. Tony, Mooney, Gabe.
Agreed.
Yeah. Zeke is hard to trust on the road with the bum knee against a good defense and clearly a better option that they could turn to as an alternative. Whether they actually do it or not is yet to be determined because we know how much Jerry Jones wants to validate Zeke's contract. That being said, I don't trust him right now. And DJ Moore is a wide receiver 6 with Baker Mayfield in at quarterback. That is an indictment on Baker, not DJ. Tony, Mooney, Gabe.
Yep. And I'm starting Kmet over.
Yeah, McBride. Over McBride. Yeah, I haven't seen McBride yet. Well, he played last week. I think he had he did a little bit, but I saw 1 game. I've now seen Kmet have a couple of good games in a row. Ride the hot streak.
Yes.
Ride the hot streak.
Thank you, Elout. Much apprecited. Senior Rojo, Nita Flex, McBride, A-Rob, or Alec Pierce, PPR. I think you got to bite the bullet and go Allen Robinson, but again, expect 6 receptions for 50 yards.
I expect 4 for 30.
And if he gets you more than that, then all the better. But don't go into using Allen Robinson expecting anything more than, 7 points.
Man, what else is out there, Senior Rojo? Like, I assume it's slim pickings, but like, just humor me. Like, give me 5 or 6 other names on the wire.
Agreed.
Just humor me. What's up, Riley?
Rondale Moore, Tony Pollard. Ooh, I mean, that's
tough. In
close.
Full PPR with Zeke back, I think I lean Rondale. Hollywood's potentially back for the Cardinals, too.
I think I go Pollard, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
because I think Zeke is going to come back on a little bit of a pitch count.
I'm not opposed to either of these. Yeah, and same for probably Hollywood.
Yeah.
Same for both. I could go either way on this. I guess, yeah, I mean, but naturally you want to lean the running back, especially one who's playing well. But in full PPR, Rondale's past few games, I think, are like, hang on. He's got like 18 and 24, something like that. Hang on. In full PPR, Rondale's last 3. 18, 15, 23. Like, it's pretty good. What's Pollard done in full PPR? I think he's got a
33 at 0.7 and 21.8 the last 2 weeks. Even
21, 33, 12. That was without Zeke, or that was with Zeke. See, that's the thing. Zeke is back.
I know, but look at his games with Zeke.
Know.
RB 28 in week 3, RB 21 in week 5, RB 29 in week 6, RB 23 in week 7. So if Zeke gets half of his workload back, which is what I think he probably will be in his first game back. I mean, Pollard's going to be somewhere in between that RB4 to RB8 ceiling and the RB 23 to 25 floor, which puts him, RB 12, RB 15, somewhere in there.
I think because Zeke is back, I hate to do it, but I would play Rondale.
So we're
in
split.
Full PPR, Riley. I would play the wide receiver. In full PPR,
Rondale is safer. I'm going higher upside Tony Pollard, but Rondale is safer. It depends on what you need. But
Pollard's floor is lowered when Zeke is back. That's it. And I think Rondale's floor is very safe with no Ertz.
It's just, in the past 2 weeks,
I know.
33.7 points and 21.8 points.
That was
even with the scaled back workload. Like, I think I'm going back to that. So
I don't trust
we're split.
You trust the Cowboys coaching staff more than I do, and the organization in general.
We're split. But Rondale is neither are bad options. But we're not going to agree on that one.
Did Carter have his best game last year against New England? I just don't know if I roll the dice on that again. Because he was by himself in that backfield last year. Now James Robinson is there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Carter. I do. I like Carter rest of season. He's not a drop. He's a hold. Just this week has me a little like meh on him.
No, the Green Bay, or not the Green Bay, New England defense is good against taking out the number one pass catcher of another team. They're vulnerable on the ground. They have been in recent years. And they've been fine with that because they'd rather take away the number one target than the number one running back. And Joller,
they're giving up 84 rushing yards per game. That is in the bottom 10.
That's pretty damn good too. Yeah,
that's pretty
just
good.
A good defense.
Yeah, it's a good defense. We can't rule that out. Yeah. I don't love Carter this week. Like him next week against the Bears at home. But
there you go. And Joller, I don't know if he has top tight end potential long term. But, I mean, as long as he's in this offense and this offense continues to have really nobody to be a target hog, then he's going to continue to be a very solid boom-bust tight end with tight end one potential. My issue, again, is, when next year when they go after a Keyshawn Butte or whoever's available in free agency, Kmet does get pushed down the depth chart a little bit again. So I think in the long term, I don't think he has top tight end potential, but he's definitely shown himself to have, tight end one value moving forward. It's just I do think it is volatile low end tight end one.
Yeah. We got a shitload of questions to get through. Once again, please do not repost questions. We see y'all. We will get to y'all, but we have a lot of questions to get to.
All right, let's rapid fire these a little bit. Thank you guys for being patient.
Yeah, appreciate the patience. We will get to everybody. Callie. What's going on, Callie?
Callie, good to see you. Need 2 running backs, full PPR. Carter, Warren, Brian Robinson, Swift.
The last 2. Robinson and Swift. Robinson, great matchup. Swift has... he's not on the injury report. He did make a comment that he's been working through some stuff, but he's been logging full practices this week. I think I have to go to Swift. If you feel gross about Swift because of it, what he's done so far this year, then sure, you can pivot to Carter, I guess. I don't think I could pull that trigger.
I'd rather play Swift. So yeah, Swift and Robinson.
Mm-hmm. And then for the defense, I'm going Washington. The Dallas defense is good. I don't want to play anybody against the Vikings, especially when the Vikings are at home right now.
Didn't Washington just get some reinforcements back?
They no, they weren't able to activate Chase Young yet, but they're going against Houston. It's a great matchup.
Yeah, Washington.
Yeah.
Washington.
Yep.
And Slim, let's just get to Joller first. Keenan Allen or Paris Campbell?
Campbell. I'm picking up I'm Joller. I'm picking up MVS or I'm picking up Justin Watson. I'll tentatively want to play Keenan Allen, but let me swerve to somebody else.
I'll just play Keenan Allen. If it's a choice between him or Paris Campbell, I'll suck it up and play Keenan Allen, who might not start very hot, but
that's why I'm saying grab MVS or grab Justin Watson, grab somebody else in this game. Did Josh Palmer get dropped? Pick him up. Pick somebody else up.
Yeah.
It's the Sunday night game. It's the Sunday night game. So your choices are going to be limited if Allen ultimately can't go. But that's the tier break where I'd be like, all right, let me try Keenan Allen. So, yeah. Where are we at?
We are at Slim's. Jones and Slayton have a connection. Versus Detroit will be good. Yep.
Yeah, it should be good. I agree. Yeah, it should be good.
And on teams defending Fields running, I think the point with running quarterbacks is that the good ones are undefendable, so they can try to make all the adjustments they want, but there's only 11 people allowed on the field. So, yeah.
But Eric's got start Brian Robinson, Donta Foreman, or Pacheco.
Foreman Robinson or Pacheco, and honestly, am I crazy for saying you should be going Pacheco?
I think I'd go Robinson and Pacheco. I like Foreman, but he's... I don't know yet that
I think it's start 1.
Oh, we got to start one of these dudes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Pacheco's the all or nothing play.
I want the all or nothing play. I don't want to.
I defaulted to start 2. Sorry.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah. Sorry. Finish your thought about Pacheco.
Pacheco for the ceiling, and it's Donta Foreman for me for the volume play.
Or a floor.
If I'm going for a volume-based running back, I'd rather go Foreman than Brian Robinson.
All right. Fine. I don't mind.
But I am going Pacheco.
Start 1, then Pacheco. Yeah.
Yep. And then Charles Boyd or Cooks. Boyd. Easy.
Boyd. No Jamar Chase.
Yep.
And I deleted it a few times. It was asked 6 times. Please do not repeat the questions.
Yes, we will get to all of them.
Sorry for the delay, but we will get to everybody.
Slim,
I saw
news.
DJ.
Yep.
I saw DJ Chark was activated. Okay, he could stay on the wire in 10-team, 12-team leagues.
For what it's worth, Josh Reynolds is not playing, so could see some DJ Chark this week.
Could see some Charky. On the road, though.
It's a Chark week. Hey, Alex Watts, hope you're well too. PPR, do I play Pittman or Palmer this week at wide receiver? Donta Foreman or Eli Mitchell at RB2?
Pittman over Palmer.
Yep. And then Foreman or Elijah Mitchell? I think I go Foreman.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, he has the entire role to himself.
I think I go Foreman. He should have this is a situation where you're banking on a team's RB1 versus a team's RB2. I'm usually, unless the situations are like night and day, I'm gonna opt for a team's top option.
Yeah.
And that's Foreman for the Panthers. Eli is not the top option for the 49ers.
Hey, yo, Slim, thank you very much for the super
Slim.
again. You are very kind.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, back to this chat here. Slim74, always want running backs on good teams. We agree. Alex Watts, is Keontae Ingram worth a stash?
Sure.
It depends on how big your... Well,
right.
Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. It's even in shallow leagues, Benjamin was previously a guy who was worth a stash. So the same argument can be made here because now Ingram is in that role. I would definitely want him if I have Connor. If I don't have Connor, I'm less inclined. But if you have an open spot and there's not somebody else, like, I don't know, who else is worth a stash?
No, I like Keontae Ingram as a stash. Just you have to go into it remembering that he's a backup and he might just continue to get you 0 points moving forward because they did sign Clement and maybe they just like him. Maybe they just wanted a vet.
Sure.
But I think he's a good bet to at least just be a stash and C piece. Why not? With James Conner being as injury prone as he is, go for it.
If I have Connor, I want Ingram.
Yes.
Yeah. Slim got Gus for Isaiah McKenzie. Nice.
Solid deal.
And you have Dobbins. So yeah, no, I like him. This is a good time of year. I mean, it's not flashy, it's not sexy, but like completing backfields, like having the starter and the alternative to turn to in the playoffs, not a bad strategy.
Especially when it's a clear cut. This guy's the one. This guy's the two handcuff.
Right.
Yeah. So
this will be the dude. Like it's not Jonathan Taylor and Naheem Hines. That's not what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You have the pivot in the event that one gets hurt. Yeah. I'm good with that. I like it.
Absolutely. And Abraham Pena, start one wide receiver, one running back, one flex. Sanders, Najee, Monty, Boyd, McLaurin, Sutton, Pittman.
Sanders, Monty, Terry.
Yeah.
Miles Sanders, David Montgomery.
Sanders,
you
Montgomery
have to play David
for sure.
Montgomery
Montgomery for sure.
And I'm going Terry. He's been a low-end wide receiver one since Taylor Heineke took over.
Yeah. McLaurin. I was just hesitating on, do I go Boyd over him? But nah, I'd rather have McLaurin in.
Yeah, I
go
love Tyler
Sutton
Boyd
this week? No, I'd rather have McLaurin because he's been doing it the past few weeks. Sutton hasn't.
Yeah.
And it's all projection. So yeah, McLaurin.
Yeah.
And JP, we got to your question already. Corey Jones, trade Devonta Smith for Debo.
Yeah. Or are you saying no because of no Goddard?
I kind of want to see what Devonta... Look, Devonta Smith has been, basically a wide receiver.
Somewhat highly volatile, if I could talk, wide receiver 2. There have been ups and downs. There's been variance with Devonta Smith.
So that variance goes away, and he becomes a high-end wide receiver 2 with wide receiver 1 upside, which is what you're hopefully getting in Debo. You're just moving to a safer name. But I'm just telling you, Corey, you might be trading an apple for an apple, if that makes sense. You might what you want from Devonta Smith or what you want from Debo, you could be getting out of Devonta Smith without making the deal. But also it's a 1-for-1 swap. So if you believe in Debo, then go for it.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Devontae definitely gets a boost with no Goddard for the foreseeable future. He's locked into a larger target share. But getting Debo for him feels like if that was proposed to me and I was acquiring Debo, I think I have to take it.
It's just I look at Devonta Smith, and he has a wide receiver 1 overall week this year. He has wide receiver 16 week. He has a wide receiver 20 week. He has 2 wide receiver 29 weeks. And you look at Debo, and Debo has 1 wide receiver 5 week, and then a couple of wide receiver 22 through 26 weeks, and then a bunch of wide receiver 31 weeks. Like, the more consistent, higher upside wide receiver without any Dallas Goedert injury has been Devonta Smith. So honestly, dude, like, call me crazy, I'm holding Devonta Smith.
You're holding Devonta Smith.
Call me crazy.
Yeah, we have to. Debo feels a little. I will say Debo does feel a little like smoke and mirrors, like as far as what he's done what he did last year compared to what he's doing this year. So it is a little more volatile. I think I'm okay with the move because Debo's proven. Yes, it's not been this year, but we've seen.
And when was the first week for Christian McCaffrey?
For him?
Was that CMC? Was that week 7?
Something like that. Week 7, week 8, somewhere around.
Was it against the Chiefs or against the Rams?
I forget what his first game was against them.
Because if you're just looking at those splits, the with CMC and without CMC, the 2 weeks we have from Debo with CMC, he's scored no more than 6.9 points and has finished no higher than the wide receiver 48.
He was traded on October 21st, which was a Friday. So week 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Week 7 was his first game with his team.
Yeah, with literally since the CMC deal, Debo's finishes has been, 6.9 points and 6 points since the CMC trade. So no, I want Devonta Smith.
Okay.
Call me crazy.
Yeah. I mean, he did miss a game due to injury in there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess maybe his floor is a little safer.
Yeah. Yeah, Devonta Smith.
Cool. Okay.
Call me crazy.
All right.
Tyson Carter, Pollard, Tony, or Foreman at the flex PPR.
Tony,
but I still want to play.
I want to play Pollard too, but Zeke Tony. Back, I'm less inclined. Tony.
Yeah.
Tony.
And DeGoat already. I like that name. Flex Komet or Brian Robinson. I love Komet.
I feel like, I'd go with the floor, the volume.
Yeah.
I would go with the volume that I think Brian Robinson should get.
26 rushes last week. When there's no McKissick this week, he's gonna get volume. Yeah, he the one thing we can say for him is he's gonna get volume.
Yeah, I think I'd roll the dice on the volume here.
Yeah,
Robinson.
And again, JP, thank you very much for that super, and everybody else who threw a super in there for us. Slim, I see you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
Let's keep it moving though.
Yes, sir.
Where are we at? Oh, Alex, what's Hollywood Brown's outlook once he's back from IR? Yeah, wide receiver 2-ish. He gets a floor boost with Zach Ertz being down. He's not going to be the wide receiver 1 anymore with Hopkins in there. And Rondale has been good. But I stand by the Cardinals can't run it. They have to continue to throw. And they just lost a top 5 tight end on the season.
I think he becomes Devonta Smith. We just talked about Devonta Smith.
Highly volatile, but he's got wide receiver 2. Like, he should be fine. There's going to be wide receiver 3 weeks. There's going to be wide receiver 2 weeks.
Yeah. He's not going to have the wide receiver 1 weeks that we saw from him. No, but wide receiver 2 and wide receiver 3 weeks.
He might have like one wide receiver 1 week, like one more. Like,
he's a boom bust low end wide receiver 2.
Yeah, but he should be around like 20, 21, like when it's all said and done.
And E11, congratulations. There you go.
Nice. So flexing play Rondale. Play the dude. play the guy who's been healthy and producing the past
in PPR. Yeah.
Yeah, let's wait on the. I like Hollywood, but let's wait. Let's wait on that.
Caden Bruja, Keenan Allen, Cordell Patterson, Jacoby Myers, Brian Robinson. Sit one if Keenan Allen plays.
Just sit Keenan Allen. Play the dudes who you know are going to play, because Keenan Allen doesn't play until Sunday night. You're going to have to pivot to something worse than those guys if you roll the dice on Keenan Allen.
There you go.
Yeah, Patterson, Myers, Robinson. Just play those guys.
Booze Lizard, love the name. We already got to your question.
We got to that question.
Jacob Ander, need a flex in PPR. Boyd, Cooks, Campbell, Patterson. Boyd or Patterson?
Patterson. Yeah, take the running back at home.
Yeah, Boyd, higher floor, but Patterson, higher ceiling, and I'd like the floor there too. So
give me the running back.
Yeah. So October 24, running backs are Cook, Stevenson, Pierce, Elijah Mitchell, Rashad White, Jamal Williams, wide receivers, Jefferson Kirk, Devonta Smith, DPJ Tony, Marquise Brown. On IR, where should I upgrade?
You're fine. Nowhere. You're fine.
Yeah, you
have running back depth. You have wide receiver depth. You're fine, Sotober.
Trade Elijah Mitchell to the CMC owner for whatever you want.
For something.
For anything.
Yep.
What's your tight end situation? But you're solid team.
Yep.
Slim. Jarrett Stoll.
Ooh, okay, that's deep.
Wow.
Is that a rebuild situation, or are you just decimated at a tight end?
Yeah.
Maybe lost Ertz. Maybe Evan Ingram and Cade Otton are on bye or something. I don't know. Something like that. I mean, he might catch a touchdown. It'll be his only catch of the game. I'm not. He's probably around tight end 20-ish. If I, ranking them. Maybe tight end 17, somewhere 18, around there. I'm not rolling. I mean, yeah. I'm not. I got to see anything. I got to see literally anything first. As far as Hines, if you like it, I mean, bless your heart, man. If you're still back in Hines, he's done nothing this year. And I have liked Nyheim Hines, and maybe his role grows now that he's on the new team, but I'm not rolling those dice.
Yeah.
And if you start Keenan,
good luck.
Best of luck.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Yep. Callie picked 2 wide receivers.
Yeah.
Full PPR. Gabe, Mooney, Mike Williams, and Slayton.
The first 2.
Gabe and Mooney, you think?
Yeah, the first 2.
You're not
Play
playing
Gabe
games with Mike Williams at all?
I need to wait a week. I need to wait a week. And it's not like he's an automatic when he's in the lineup healthy anyway. He's a little boom bust. He's coming back from a 4-week absence, 4-week absence. And Mooney's been putting up not spectacular, but decent production. And the Falcons it's a great matchup. Give me Mooney.
Yep. And Joller, you were really surprised that Keenan Allen played before the bye week.
That was stupid. Yeah, it was stupid.
Yeah, teams have been rushing players back for no reason, a week or two too early all year. Jacob Dobbins, Keenan Allen.
The charge, stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Za 215. Trade Higgins, Jacobs, and Foreman for Tyreek and Stevenson.
Ooh. Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, you said it yourself. You want Hill. I'm never gonna knock somebody for straight up just wanting a player. Higgins is great. Jacobs has been. He's top 15. Let's put it that way. Foreman's an RB2, but Stevenson is comparable to both of those guys, and you're up. You're getting. I think Hill the wide receiver 1 on the year now. He might be. If he's not, he's close. Sure, fine, do it. Yeah, you have Eckler and Barkley, so you can consolidate at running back to get Tyreek Hill. Yeah,
do it.
I like it.
Purple Cat, full PPR. Would you rather play Boyd, Williams, Tony, Slayton at wide receiver? Tony. Yeah. Tony.
Yeah, Tony for the Tony's got the ceiling. It would appear.
I like
that
Boyd.
would appear to be the case.
Boyd's got
I like Boyd.
Boyd's got Floyd. Boyd's got floor and ceiling.
Boyd's got Floyd.
But Tony, I think, has a similar floor and a higher ceiling than Boyd.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Za, if you have Mike Williams, you're in.
Yeah. You have
spot.
him coming back. Yeah, do it. Go get Tyreek.
Cali Loco, I'm starting Dulcich.
Start Dulcich
Conklin.
with
no Judy.
No Judy. Yeah, Dulcich.
And Jacob accepted a trade yesterday in PPR, Najee and DPJ, and you received Amon-Ra and Kenyon Drake.
Okay.
A wide receiver upgrade, and I mean you got to downgrade at running
back.
down.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. As long as your running backs are okay.
Yeah, depends on who your other running backs are, but I think I'll be fine with that.
Yeah.
Tyson Carter needs our help. Taysom Hill, Dulcich, Moreau, or Conklin.
No, I mean you have.
I mean Moreau.
I would go Dulcich again. A Dulcich against the Raiders with no Judy.
Moreau against Denver with no Waller.
No anything.
It's similar.
I think the matchup is better for Dulcich by the numbers.
I think it is too. You know, I mean, I'm just a Moreau fan.
I like Moreau as well, but Dulcich, it's a middle of the pack matchup for Moreau. I think it's a top 5 matchup for Dulcich. It is. And
just go Dulcich.
I think I'm naturally going to lean the guy playing at home in the better matchup.
Yeah.
Dulcich. Tyson. I'm not. Hill could give you 25. He could also give you 1. I'll take Dulcich.
Yep. And San Francisco defense. Good luck with that, Slim.
Yeah,
solid defense this week.
Yeah,
or week in, week out, really.
Yeah, against either a hobbled Kyler or Colt McCoy. Yeah, It should be fine.
Robinson, the second half bulldozer. They have to have the lead.
They might have the lead. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not convinced Washington is good enough yet to believe they can just steamroll a worse team. Yes, Houston is worse, but they are at home.
Yeah.
It's tough to win on the road.
Cali Loco, how is the weather in the Giants and New England games? Anything to worry about? Do you have any news on that?
Yeah, there's going to be 20-mile-per-hour winds in New England tomorrow for the duration of the game. So that makes the passing game a little volatile. It's a little more worrisome for the kicking game. So Nick Folk and who's the Jets kicker? Is that Zorline?
Greg Zuerlein? Yeah.
Yeah, little scarier. I mean, Folk's been in New England for a few years, so it's not like he doesn't know how to kick in bad or inclement weather. 20 miles per hour isn't, it's not like the 40-mile-per-hour wind, like crazy wind tunnel game we had in Buffalo last year where I was having, do you remember that? Where I was having like sit both kickers, 40-mile-per-hour winds. That was Bass and Folk. Yeah. I don't know if I'm quite there yet, but 20-mile-per-hour winds is a little concerning for Folk and Zorline. As far as in East Rutherford tomorrow, I feel like I didn't see anything to be too worried about for the Giants and the Lions. But let me just double check that. Can you jump to the next question?
Absolutely.
Cool.
We got that. Corey's question again. I hope you got an answer for that, man. We both said Devonta Smith. Keep Devonta. Rave, you were here the other day, and y'all told, or we told you to trade Sutton for Singletary, and you got it done. How well do you think he does this week?
Singletary?
I mean, unfortunately, we told you to trade Sutton for Singletary when Judy was healthy. And now,
I would still rather have Singletary.
I would still rather have Singletary too, but this week, you could see Sutton have a better day than him.
I don't know, man. The Browns stink.
The Browns do stink.
They stink on defense.
And really, if the Bills want to course correct, the issue that they had was that they abandoned the run in the second half when they should have been force feeding Devin Singletary the ball, which honestly. Yeah, I mean, that's hopefully maybe they go go do that this week, and it is a Singletary week. Remember last year, once the Bills started rolling, Singletary was a top 8 running back in every single format, because the Bills committed to the run, and he was the guy in there. So yeah, I think you should be fine with Singletary.
Yep, I feel good about him, and I'm not. Yeah, Sutton, no Judy this week, but it was reported he avoided like a season-ending injury. He might still miss a couple of weeks, but he might return eventually. So I'd still rather have Singletary despite the Judy injury. And it's a great matchup tomorrow. The Browns can't stop a cold, so or whatever the friggin' phrase is. I don't know. Singletary's in a good spot tomorrow.
Yeah, I like Singletary more than I thought I would.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine.
Slim Debo on play action slants.
Is this Debo versus Devontae Smith? Yeah, I mean, but he hasn't this year.
Yeah, and we have a large enough sample size, 10
I love
weeks,
Debo,
where we have to fall back on that and not back on 2022, unfortunately.
Or 2021.
Yes. Yeah. And 2022, he hasn't been the same wide receiver.
Nah, he's the yak monster of the NFL. It hasn't resulted recently in high-end fantasy production. Let's see. I mean, and he is coming back from an injury, right? He is coming back from an injury. He missed week 8, then the bye, then last week was his first game back. Maybe tomorrow is Monday is better for Debo. And I still believe in the talent. But the actual production hasn't quite been there yet.
No. Nope.
Not consistently.
And Alex, which defense this week and rest of season? Excuse me.
The Giants or the Vikings. The Rams vibes are terrible right now. Their season is teetering on the brink.
Yeah, going from one of the best defenses in the league to you can't even play them. Crazy. But I think I would go Vikings this week.
I would go Giants this week against the Lions outside, but I would have to look at all the the rest of their season matchups, but the Giants have been pretty strong on defense.
Against Detroit.
Detroit outside.
I guess Giants. I'm looking at the fantasy Giants. Points against and all that, and Giants.
I would play the Giants this week. I'm not sure about rest of the season. I'd have to go look at the rest of the season matchups for the two teams. But they're both winning teams right now, so either one should be fine week to week.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Fantasy playoffs, the Vikings aren't bad and the Giants aren't bad, to be honest with you.
So there you go. Take it week to week. If you have both, great. Just hold on to them as long as you can.
Giants are Commanders, Vikings, Giants, which enticing. And then the Vikings are Colts, Giants, Packers.
Okay. So. Yeah. Both interesting.
Yep. And Joller, man, you're the best.
Appreciate
Greg
it,
Z,
Joller.
never late to the party. Never late to the party. Thanks for joining. You have Cowboys defense, but Minnesota is a tough start against. Yep. Would you go with the Giants, Denver, or the Rams?
So hopefully you caught that. I think I would prefer to go the Giant. Hopefully you just caught our thoughts on Alex's question. To that point, I would rather play the Giants over the Cowboys. The Cowboys are a good team and their defense is good, but yeah, it's just a tough spot to trust them.
And I would say that the Giants have a top 10 defense to rest of season strength of schedule for defense. So if they're a defense you want to hold on to, or maybe just stream out of 2, just Giants. Slim, I think so, but it's a boom bust wide receiver 3. Again, with anybody coming off an injury, I gotta see it for 1 week.
Right. I mean, he could be a wide receiver 3. He might be a wide receiver 4. Yep. But yeah, I mean, sure. He's safe-ish as long as he gets his regular reps.
And Mitchell Benkowski, Komet or Higbee, tight end premium, and you have Fields if that changes anything. It does.
Yeah, go with the stack.
Go with Komet. Go with the stack. Higbee is a great floor play for pretty much the rest of the season. But if you have the stack, then go with the stack. It's been the most profitable stack over the last 2 weeks for a quarterback tight end. So roll with it.
Yeah.
And Greg Z with another question. 3 wide receiver league. Diggs, Mooney, Sutton, Garrett Wilson, Cooks, Palmer. Diggs, Wilson, and Sutton.
Diggs is not in this conversation. Diggs is in your line.
Yeah, no, I think I was just reading what he wants, and yeah, I would agree. Go with that
that's
lineup.
fine. That's fine. Mooney and Cooks are fine pivots, but yeah, Wilson and Sutton, I should be fine for a combination of upside and floor. Yeah, that's fine.
Andrew McGrady, Debo, Tony, DJ Moore, Pickens, start 3. Everybody but DJ Moore. Start everybody but DJ Moore.
Yeah, and I think I would, and you don't want to mess around with Hollywood. Like, we haven't even talked about what if Hollywood ultimately gets ruled out, or has he been removed from the injury report, or is he designated to return and expected to play? Like,
I don't actually have the particulars.
Yeah, let me get that. He's been designated to return. He got work in on Thursday. We don't have an update for Marquise Brown, at least on Yahoo. Do we have one on Sleeper? Where I'm getting at here with Marquise Brown is, unless he's been removed from the injury report before the games tomorrow, you're playing with some real fire. Like, unless you have DeAndre Hopkins and you know, Hollywood is out, or Hollywood is in and Hopkins is out, like, that's the only scenario where I want to, like, be relying on Hollywood Brown. Yeah, there's no update from today either. Do any beat reporters have anything for Hollywood? In your situation, Andrew, I would just play your healthy dudes. Debo, Tony, Pickens, not DJ Moore. Let's wait a week on Hollywood. You'd have to wait until Monday night on him anyway. Let's not play that game.
And Corey and Slim, I fully expect to be on the unpopular side of that, wanting Devontae Smith over Debo.
You did the trade. Okay.
I know I'm going to be on the wrong side of that.
We didn't get get to it in time before the trade went down, but if you're happy with it, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Like,
Yep.
Smith is.
And I hope it works out for you. I hope Debo turns it around.
I love Debo.
Yeah, me too.
I do. I love Debo. He's awesome. It's just the production has waned this year compared to last year on a week-to-week basis.
That hot take that you might want to entertain trading Debo in a dynasty league at the end of last season ended up aging pretty well.
Yeah, for a haul.
Yep. Fook Nguyen, 12-man PPR. Josh Allen, Swift, Chubb, Jeff Wilson, Zeke, Warren, J.K., Godwin, Pitts, Paris, Van, Landry, Mark Andrews, and Deshaun Watson. Any trades that should be trying to make. You're good at
Watson for a receiver.
Yeah, you're good at quarterback. You're good at wide receiver.
You're fine at running back. Godwin, Pittman, and then after that, there's a drop-off. Trade Watson and one of those wide receiver 3s for a wide receiver 2.
Yes. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Rave, Joshua Palmer, or risk Hollywood if they activate him?
Is there anybody else? Like, what are your other options? Because I don't want to play. Palmer is also, all of the Chargers wide receivers are dicey, right? Because Keenan Allen might play, Mike Williams might play, Palmer should play, but could result to a second or third fiddle. It's going to be hard to, if, let's put it this way, if Allen or Williams, if at least one of them is active, that's going to make Palmer way less enticing, but you're probably still going to have to play him because you don't want to be relying on Hollywood unless you can pivot to Rondale Moore, or maybe you have DeAndre Hopkins. But even then, those guys, would Hopkins you rather is already in your lineup? I would say, like, who else is available?
Would you rather play like a DJ Chark who might be on the wire and just got taken off of IR with no Josh Reynolds, or would you rather play Josh Palmer with one or two of the vets starting?
I guess I'd rather play Palmer. Yeah, I guess I'd rather play Palmer in that.
Because I think that's where we're at.
Like, the problem is Palmer doesn't play till Sunday night. So if Allen and Williams are both ruled in, you're dealing with a severely capped ceiling.
Now, the only thing is, in your favor, if that does happen, Gerald Everett was looking like he was healthy and then got the questionable tag halfway through the day today. So he looks like he's doubtful to play to me, because you don't pick up a questionable tag on Saturday coming off a healthy tag if I think you're going to be playing all that much. Yeah. So at least Josh Palmer should be the number 3, number 4 target in this offense, even if Allen and Williams play. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think I would just go Palmer, but I'm not expecting much.
Brave says at the bottom, only other option is Jaylen Warren.
Palmer.
Yeah, play Palmer and just hope for the best. Yeah.
And Ronnie Wright, Pacheco for sure. And in terms of the defense that you're going to be playing, I think you could just go Patriots.
Pacheco over Drake, and
like the 49ers defense is no joke, but the Patriots defense I think is even a little bit better, and the matchup is a little bit better.
Yeah. At home, the 49ers it's a neutral site in Mexico City. You feel good about their chances, though, against either a hobbled Kyler Murray or Colt McCoy. You do feel good about their chances there. But the Patriots against Zach Wilson, I mean, I'm pretty sure they played well against him in that last game in Week 8.
Yeah.
Did they not?
Patriots. Love that I have the Niners defense rest of season, but this week, Patriots. And Pacheco, no question. Slim.
Last time, real quick, just last time they linked up, Patriots and Jets in Week 8 in New York. 17 points allowed by the Patriots defense. 2 sacks, 3 interceptions. Pretty good. And now they're at home.
Slim, that's all well and good, but it doesn't matter if he doesn't get anything going.
Yeah, we'll see.
And he hasn't gotten anything going yet. Senor Rojo, here are the waiver wire options that he could pick up. Isaiah Likely, Elijah Moore, Chenault, Chase Edmonds, Rex Burkhead, and Sony Michel. Ugh.
Yeah, okay, fine. So this was between McBride, Allen Robinson, and Alec Pierce. Man. I guess Robinson. I hate that so much, but I guess Robinson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Robinson.
Sorry, I just lost my place looking back up at your the previous question.
So Corey did do the trade that he and Slim are look, hopefully it works out. He and Slim are talking through it.
Yeah.
We like Debo. It's just we'll see. Callie's got a Burrow or Dak question. I mean, Burrow's been a top 5 quarterback even without, Jamar Chase helps with that, but he's been putting up pretty good numbers. TJ Watt is back for the Steelers. That does complicate things. Last time they linked up in Week 1, didn't Burrow throw 5 interceptions?
Yeah, I'm going Dak.
Man, I don't want
and it's not an indictment on Burrow. It's not him not having Chase, and TJ Watt is back. It's
TJ Watt's back. They're on the road in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I want to play. I want to play Dak.
Yeah, I'll play Dak, who's not in a division game, versus Burrow, who is, and the Steelers got him last time. And now the Steelers are at home. Watt is back, which is a problem for their defense. I think Minkah Fitzpatrick is back. Set to play. Yeah, so the Steelers are getting healthy on defense. The Vikings are no joke. But Dak has CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz is healthy, Michael Gallup, Tony Pollard, for whatever Zeke can do, I'll take Dak. That's tough. But I think I'll go Dak. Steelers are getting healthy on defense and got him last time. Got Burrow last time.
Yep. Dak. And coming off a pretty solid game.
Yeah.
Yep. Sam Lilly, do I trade Corral, Patterson, Joe Wurge picking, and for Kenneth Walker?
Yeah, I would.
It's close. It's close for me.
If you've got good wide receivers, then sure.
That's my question, Sam. Put your wide receivers in the chat. If you have really good wide receivers and George Pickens is your wide receiver 5 or something like that, then go for it.
Then sure.
If George Pickens is your wide receiver 3, and you got some scrubs behind him, then I think I stand pat. But in a vacuum, yeah, if I can upgrade to Kenneth Walker, I want to do that. E111 standard flex, Brian Robinson, McLaurin, or Mike Williams, and then Pitts or Freiermuth. Freiermuth for sure.
Yeah, I would go Freiermuth over Pitts
and then McLaurin.
I see some form of consistency from Pitts. And yeah, despite the standard scoring, I mean, McLaurin's on a heater right now. He's on a heater. It's harder for teams. It's easier for teams to run on Houston than it is to throw on them. But McLaurin's been a low-end wide receiver 1. Robinson, you're hoping, gives you top 15 numbers tomorrow. McLaurin, you're expecting top 10 at this point. He'd probably be around my wide receiver 8 or 9 on the week this week, for rankings. It's just that's how good he's been recently.
Yeah. And P. Diddy, Papa Diddy Puff, good to see you.
What's up, P. Diddy?
Down bad this bye week. Start 2, okay. Keontae Ingram, Chase Edmonds, Isaiah Spiller, and Treston Ebner. Yeah, you are kind of down bad this week, bro. Start 2. I'm starting Treston Ebner. And Keontae Ingram.
I guess I'll start Ingram. I don't know if I want to go to Ebner. This feels like a situation where they just ride Montgomery into the ground. But
when have they ever? I guess I can't say that. They have.
They did at the back half of 2020.
Yeah.
It was 2 years ago, but it did happen.
Yeah, but this coaching staff seems, set on never giving one guy the full workload.
Well, he's going to get more. Let's put it that way. He's going to get more than he was.
Yeah, I mean, hey, with any of these guys, you got to go in there expecting to get 2 points and hoping for a little more. For me, I'm going in the.
I guess the matchup is really
Ingram
good.
And Ebner.
Yeah,
I don't want any part of Denver.
Nah.
And stuff with that 3-headed monster they got there with Latavius Murray and who else? And
Gordon.
Spiller hasn't gotten on the field because Sony Michel's ahead of him and Joshua Kelly's ahead of him and
yeah.
Ingram and Ebner. They're the RB2s going into the game this week.
Let's hope they combine for 10 points here.
Yep. Terry McLaurin is absolutely a top DFS play this week.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he might be a little bit more expensive than he usually is, but yeah, I mean, Heineke loves throwing it to him.
And Ko in the dome.
Koo? Yeah, I mean, Koo's been pretty good at home. He should be fine tomorrow.
Yeah.
He should be fine tomorrow.
Joe Fallon, Flex Patterson, or Brian Robinson, non-PPR. Even if it's non-PPR, I'm going
Patterson still.
Yep.
Yeah, Patterson's a little bit more explosive. The both have really good matchups. Patterson has 10 days off. He didn't get the workload you would quite expect from him on Thursday night last Thursday. I would think with 10 days off that goes back to normal, and it's a revenge game.
Yep.
For Patterson. So yeah, Patterson. Robinson he should give you 10 or 8 to 10 in non-PPR. Patterson should give you a little more, I would think.
I would think so. And yeah, I know the people are going to say, Slim, that Allen is the RB1 in Buffalo, but Singletary is the RB1 in Buffalo.
Singletary's doing fine. I mean, he's doing fine. We're not worried about Nyheim Hines. James Cook is just a change of pace dude at this point. Like, he's going to get plenty of scoring opportunities. I like him tomorrow. Especially Cleveland can't stop anything. They can't stop the run or the pass. Otherwise, the defense is solid.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Trevor, pick one to start in half PPR. Garrett Wilson, Deontay Pickens. And I think we got this one. Did we get this one? It's Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, we got this one, Trevor. It's Wilson and Higbee.
Yep.
Yeah, we got that one. Wilson and Higbee.
Yeah, okay. All right, Rave.
Good
luck,
one, yeah,
but yeah,
Palmer.
I wouldn't play Warren there.
Play Palmer.
Yep.
Play Palmer.
And Slim, is McKinnon an RB2/RB3 in PPR?
He's an RB3.
He's a low-end
RB3. He's an RB3. In PPR, sure. Maybe he's got top 25 upside, but he's in there a lot, but he doesn't get the backfield touches. He gets snaps, but he doesn't get the touches. Not consistently anyway. We'll see how tomorrow shakes out. Clyde Edwards-Helaire got goose-egged last week. If he gets goose-egged again this week, it'll be telling.
And Slim, Elijah Moore isn't a decent dart throw any week. I don't know what happened.
He's currently listed as the wide receiver 4 on the depth chart. They don't even want to play him.
He needs to get out of there. I don't know what it is with this New York Jets coaching staff, but they seem to. It's just like Shanahan with people getting in their doghouses.
Yeah,
and it seems to be wide receiver centered.
He's behind Braxton Berrios and Denzel Mims on the depth chart. Nah. He's a drop before he's a spot start.
And Ronnie, Kenyon Drake, Tony Pollard, or Garrett Wilson? I think there I'm going Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
I like Garrett Wilson a lot. There I'm going Tony Pollard.
If it's PPR, I'll go Garrett Wilson. But if it's standard or half PPR, then sure, I'll go Pollard. I worry about him with Zeke back. It's not a talent thing. It is a stubborn Cowboys thing. We know Tony Pollard is better. That's not the argument. Wow, that Oklahoma receiver just made a crazy good catch.
Which one?
Stoops.
And yeah, I'm going Denver Broncos defense there.
Against the Raiders? Yeah, I don't want to play the Jets on the road in New England. They should be fine, but yeah.
And what's the kicker whisperers say about Folk or Gould?
Man, I want to play in a vacuum Folk, but he is dealing with 20-mile-per-hour winds tomorrow. He's a little dicey. But he's a veteran. He's been around the block. He knows how to kick in Gillette Stadium or whatever the hell that stadium's called now. Everybody's changed their names to, whatever, for sponsors and stuff like that. Yeah. Gold is safer. Folk has a better ceiling. Gold is safer in Mexico City, which I think is the highest altitude stadium in the world. I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Azteca, what is that called? Stadium Azteca or something like that. Or wherever they're going to be playing this game in Mexico City. It's the highest altitude in the world, so the ball is going to fly when Gold kicks it. The intangibles are in Gold's favor. Folk at home has been money. I know there's 20-mile-per-hour winds. That is a little concerning. I might still roll the dice on Folk. Gold might be safer. If you think you can play it safe at kicker, then Gold should be fine in the altitude. Folk is a ceiling play with bad weather conditions.
And Sam, you have T. Higgins, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, and Justin Jefferson.
Oh, all right. Was that the
fine. You can trade away George Pickens. You're all right.
Yeah, you can trade Pickens. Yeah. Yep.
Good job.
You can do that. Nicely done. Done.
Hopkins questionable for Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, he got a limited session in today, so he should be fine.
And Slim, I'd rather play Tristan Ebner, who's at least been on the active roster.
Man,
over a guy that was just elevated off of the practice squad in Darrington.
Yeah, we do see random shit like that happen with running backs, though, right? Like we saw it with Latavius Murray over Mike Boone. I know Murray's a vet, right? But like we do see weird shit with this happen sometimes.
But I think that situation is different because Latavius Murray has been a starting running back in the league. I mean,
yeah, he's a vet.
Darrington Evans
has got change of pace work before, not consistently.
No, he's been like in and out of the league with injuries.
Yeah.
He had back-to-back years of, I think it was a torn ACL with the Titans.
Evans did tear his ACL. Yes, he did.
Twice, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Slim loves the Patterson call, so there you go.
There you
He
go.
feasts on the Bears, and isn't it a revenge game?
Yeah, it is. It's a revenge game. Patterson spent a lot of years in Chicago.
Yo, McKinnon has 16 targets in the last 2 games.
Yeah, he does. I mean, yeah.
I didn't even know that. Wow.
Yeah, he could get you 7 to 9 points. He's in RB.
8 targets the last 2 games.
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe he gets a little bit more of an opportunity. Again, no Mecole, no Juju. Somebody's got to pick up the slack somewhere. Yeah.
Interesting. I just didn't know that.
It's just it's a fluid situation right now. Like we can't I like Pacheco, but I think it's because I want to like Pacheco, not because I'm super confident in Pacheco. But the opportunity appears to be his. For what it's worth, he is still listed as the starting kick returner on the Chiefs depth chart after it was reported earlier in the week that he was being taken off of special teams. So we'll see. Could have been a smoke screen. So yeah. McKinnon's an RB3.
And Brett, what is that stand? Oh, all right, there's your question. I'm just gonna jump down to Brett's question and then go right back up to you, fine. King Marcelo. So give us a sec here. Non-PPR running back and flex. Foreman, Gibson, Boyd, Tony. You're thinking Foreman and Tony. Foreman's enticing. Obviously, that has been great the past few weeks, but honestly, dude, no McKissick. Makes Gibson more of a play.
Gibson got a little banged up on the Monday night game. I didn't see anything as far as an injury designation for him this week, so yeah, I think he's fine. It is a great matchup by the numbers.
It's just in a week where we're concerned that Donta Foreman, it might be a floor week for him. Against the Houston Texans, this should be, with no J.D. McKissick, a ceiling week for Antonio Gibson. So I think
Gibson's got the upside.
Yeah, I think I'm going Gibson. I know it's non-PPR, so you don't get that pass-catching upside that you would, but usage is usage.
Right. If he catches a touchdown, it's the same thing as if he runs it in.
Tony and Gibson.
Yeah.
Or would you go Gibson and Foreman because it's running back and flex and non-PPR?
I think I feel a little bit better about both wide receivers than I do Foreman. Foreman's volatile this week. Foreman, I feel like, is in a situation where he kind of needs to come through early. Like, if he scores a touchdown early, he could get you 12 to 15 points. If the Panthers are struggling to move the ball tomorrow early on, and they got to abandon the run in the second half, you're looking at maybe 5 or 6 points for the game. Like, I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about Foreman's situation tomorrow. So I still think I'm okay with either Tony or Boyd over Foreman, especially if I'm going with Gibson.
And let's go back up to that other question there by King Marcelo. Just wanted to cover that question. Brett, thanks for filling us in with that extra information. King Marcelo needs PPR, needs 3 wide receivers, 1 flex, and 1 running back. Debo, Tony, Pickens, Peoples-Jones, Palmer, Pacheco, Gus Edwards, Jamal Williams, Donta Foreman, Marquise Brown.
Are we going Pacheco in the running back spot?
I mean, you're playing Debo. You're playing
Jamal
Tony.
Williams. Jamal Williams has to, I think, be in there. Debo's got to be in there.
Tony's got to be in there. And honestly, if it's a choice between Pickens, Peoples-Jones, and Palmer, I'm playing Pickens. Even though Peoples-Jones has been really consistent. I guess it's Peoples-Jones floor, Pickens ceiling, but even then, Peoples-Jones has a little bit of a ceiling himself too. I'm partial to Pickens.
Yeah.
And then if I need 1 running back, I'm going Jamal Williams, and if I need a flex, I'm going Pacheco.
I think I'm going Peoples-Jones over Pickens.
All right, so that's where we disagree.
I think I'm going Peoples-Jones. I mean, yeah, the production has been there recently. Game script is going to be in the Browns throwing the ball like all day tomorrow. It's kind of simple, and it's not a foolproof strategy or a process, but if I have a guy going against the Bills, I'm operating like that team's got to throw.
Yeah, it's just I look at the opponents that the Bills have had recently, and I mean, you look at it was just the best wide receiver in the league torched the Bills. The other ancillary pieces for the Vikings really didn't do all that much. And when you look at the Jets, the same can be said. I mean, Garrett Wilson had a good game. The ancillary wide receivers, the number 2 wide receivers and all that, didn't do a whole lot against the Bills. So it's really been the number 1 option and the one run game has been what's beaten the Bills, and neither of those are Donovan Peoples-Jones' forte. And Pickens has just been consistent and gets more vacated targets now that Chase Claypool is out. So I love Peoples-Jones, and he'd probably be right behind Pickens.
I guess if Njoku is active, then Pickens is fine. If Njoku's out, I want to go to Peoples-Jones.
There you go.
And you'll know that situation before you have to make the call, because the Browns play at 1 o'clock and the Steelers play at 4:25. So if Njoku's in, I would put Pickens in. If Njoku's out, I would go to Peoples-Jones. I would. He's put up consistent. They both have put up consistent numbers. But I think I trust Jacoby Brissett just a little bit more than I trust Kenny Pickett, I think, in a division game.
And I do too. It's just weird. Pickens can make something out of
Pickens
nothing.
has been very good, I know, but
and Peoples-Jones is very good. He can't make something out of nothing. He's not that type of guy. Pickens can.
Yeah, he only caught 3. He scored, but they, yeah, I don't know. We're split for different reasons.
For that,
but
on
I would
that
play
receiver,
Pickens
but we giving you 4 other spots to fill in there.
Yeah.
Debo, Tony, Pacheco, Williams.
Yeah.
Noah Hauber. Should I get Amari Cooper and Kittle for Taysom Hill and Mike Evans? If you can make that work, if you can do that, yes.
Then do
it. If
you
can give up only Taysom Hill and Mike Evans for Amari Cooper and Kittle, I would do that right now. And then you look at that squad. Debo, if he can turn it around in the second half here. Chase, if he can come back sooner than later. And Njoku, if he can come back this week. You should be set up well for the playoffs if you can make them.
Yup.
And yeah, I mean, he's technically a dart throw. Yes. Darrington Evans is technically a dart throw, but that's all he is.
We'll see.
Yep. ML. Taysom Hill needs to be the quarterback in New Orleans, at least for my fantasy team, given his tight end eligibility. Good luck with that.
Yeah, the Saints need a lot.
Yeah.
They're in trouble. Why don't we just jump down to his question before we...
Chris Moore isn't a decent sleeper. But ML...
Yeah, I'm not... not with Cooks.
Not there.
Not with Cooks and Nico.
Nope.
Yeah.
But anyway. Thank you very much, ML. Much appreciated.
That.
Do you think Ayuk can keep up his wide receiver 9 pace on a points per game basis over the past 5 weeks? Think he can stay a wide receiver 1 the remainder of the year?
No, I think he could be a good wide receiver 2, though. He did that with Debo missed a week. I guess he did have a really good game. I think it was against the Falcons. Was that before they traded for
an 8 reception, like 2 touchdown game a few weeks ago?
What week was that? I remember that.
And then
he
followed it up
Falcons,
with another 8-target week.
That was week 6. That was the last week before the 49ers traded for McCaffrey.
Yeah.
But then the week week 6, he pops off. Week 7, the 49ers trade for McCaffrey. He gets 7 catches for 82 yards on 11 targets. Good. The very next week, McCaffrey's now implemented in the game plan for a full week, but Debo is out of this game. 6 targets, catches all 6 of them for 81 yards and a touchdown. Awesome. Ayuk is delivering this year. Week 9 bye. Last week with everybody in. Debo back from injury. McCaffrey now installed for multiple weeks now at this point. Brandon Ayuk, 7 targets, 6 catches, 84 yards. Again, very strong, but he didn't score. I'll say he's got wide receiver 2 upside the rest of the year. But with McCaffrey now getting more and more usage, Elijah Mitchell is back, and now Debo is multiple weeks removed from the injury. I'll say Ayuk's ceiling is capped at this point, but he's startable in even 10-team leagues that start 3 receivers with ease rest of season. I'll put it that way. He's an easy start if you can start 3 wide receivers. But wide receiver 1 pace, Probably not.
No, I'm not willing to put money on that. But
No,
you look at what he has done over the last 4 weeks. It's encouraging because you also have to consider now he's got his quarterback back too.
Yeah, Garoppolo likes throwing
when
it to him.
When did Garoppolo come back into the fold?
Like week 2.
Was it that? Wow.
Yeah,
all right.
Lance got hurt very early.
All right, yeah. So it was starting week 3. Ayuk had his quarterback from last year in. So it doesn't quite match up with Ayuk going off. But yeah, well, wide receiver 2 rest of the season, not a wide receiver 1, but
yeah,
wide receiver 2 for sure, with some spike week potential in there.
Yeah, he's got spike week potential for sure.
Slim, what do you guys think about baby AJ Brown, Treylon Burks rest of the season? Hey man, first 100-yard game of his career last week.
He delivered. That was nice. That was nice to see. That was good.
They should be playing in kind of garbage time a lot, so he should get a fair amount of garbage time work.
Tennessee's pretty good. They're 7-3.
Yeah, because they play crappy teams.
Yeah, well.
Well, regardless, yeah. I mean, their offense isn't predicated around Treylon Burks. It's obviously Derrick Henry, but I mean, hey, if he becomes, it seems like one person pops off in this offense every week. It was Nick Westbrook-Akine 2 weeks ago. This past week, it was Treylon Burks. I think they want it to be Treylon Burks, so they might try to force the issue over the next couple of games here, just to get him on track and up to speed. So he's high-end our wide receiver 3 with some wide receiver 2 upside.
Yeah. I mean, he's their most talented guy, too.
Yes.
Let's be real. The seasoning might not quite be there yet, but the talent is there. He is their best guy.
Yes.
But he's still a little green. I am wide receiver 3.
And if you can't get it done, Amari Cooper and Kittle, and if it's just Boyd and Kittle, that does make a little bit more sense, considering it's Taysom Hill and Mike Evans going back. I would. Is
there somebody else? Just because Chase is coming back soon.
Yeah.
Is there an in-between option, Noah? Like, is there somebody between Amari Cooper and Tyler Boyd on that person's roster that you could try for?
I mean, you're giving up a stud and a scrub, right? And you're getting, really, with Kittle and Boyd, a stud and a guy who isn't a scrub. So technically, if it's Kittle and Boyd and you're trading away Taysom Hill and Mike Evans, I would still do that. It is just, if moving from Amari Cooper down to Boyd is a little bit of a jump.
More of a drop off. Yeah.
I'd still do it though.
Okay. I would ask if there's I just want to know, like, is there somebody in between from a rankings talent-ish perspective between Amari Cooper and Boyd that you can kind of try to meet in the middle?
Yeah.
Because Boyd has Chase coming back.
Yep.
Who Noah did say he has. You have Chase. So it's a little different for wide receivers as far as like grabbing both guys on the same team than it is running backs.
True.
I would be a little bit more interested in somebody other than Boyd because you have Chase, waiting to come back.
It does make it an easy swap once Boyd or Chase comes back, and you don't have to worry so much about the timeline for Chase. You can kind of just rest on Boyd and then swap whenever Chase comes in. But yeah, to that point,
he has DJ Moore and Foreman. Try to get Foreman.
Yeah.
Screw it. Try to get Foreman.
Joe Fellon, pick one, Ayuk or Rondale Moore, non-PPR. Ayuk. For me. Because if they both have, 8 reception upside, I want the guy that scores more touchdowns.
You can make this, I guess Ayuk. I guess Ayuk. I might be a little bit more intrigued to play Rondale if Kyler plays. In
non-PPR,
yeah.
I mean, Rondale can get you 80 receptions or 80 yards. You can get you 60 in a TD, probably with more regularity than Rondale can get you 80 in a TD.
Maybe.
That he got at his height.
I think Rondale's a little high, like a little bit more firm in the pecking order for the Cardinals versus Ayuk is in an offense with a deeper collection of talent, which means it's going to be a little bit more musical chairs for the 49ers as far as who delivers.
Safer floor Rondale Moore. I'm shooting for ceiling Ayuk.
Yeah, I'll say Rondale floor. Ayuk is a little bit more of a ceiling play with a safe floor.
And I want Ayuk.
It depends on what you can get away with. All right.
In second league, pick 1, Myers, Peoples, Jones, Pickens, Brandon Cooks, non-PPR. I mean, if it comes down to Peoples, Jones, and Pickens,
I'm not going to totally.
We're back having that discussion again. I'm still going Pickens.
I'm not going to totally go away from Cooks here, though. I mean, he did have a touchdown called back due to a penalty last week that wasn't on him. So, and he's the best. He's still the best player in this group.
Despite playing every game except for one.
He's still the best player in this group.
One game in the top 26 all season. I love Brandon Cooks. You know this. Something's broken there. So I'm not going to him. He has one spike week. Pickens has more spike weeks.
In non-PPR,
Pickens.
I'm going Cooks. I'm going back to the well with Cooks one more week.
Okay.
I am. He would have had a stronger performance last week had it not been for a penalty that called back a touchdown. Just an inconvenient situation. I'll go back to the guy who I know is going to get the volume.
Yeah. That's the problem. You can't even expect him to get the volume, though, because outside of the first 2 weeks, he has a 7-target ceiling.
That's fine.
But we're split there. I'm going Pickens. He's going Cook.
I'm going Cooks. Yeah.
I'm going Ayuk, and he's going Moore. So we're split on both of those, Joe.
Oops.
And Slim is still campaigning for Debo.
Yeah, that's okay. If you believe in a guy, you believe in a guy. That's fine.
And Corey, I'm starting Kyler Murray whenever I can start Kyler Murray.
Man, first of all, you can these guys are the Monday night quarterbacks. So if Kyler is ruled out, you can easily swerve to Jimmy G. And I think because of the Kyler hamstring concern, even if he guts it out, he might not run. And if he doesn't run, he's not the same high-end QB1 that you're hoping for.
True.
I think I go Jimmy G here. I think I go Jimmy G even if Kyler's in. Because if he's in, yeah, he's better than, this is maybe a little ridiculous, but just because we were just talking about Houston, he's a better option than Davis Mills. But when Kyler Murray's with the hamstring, he might not run, which makes him less enticing. So I'll take Jimmy G, who at least has his full complement of weapons. Kyler also lost Zach Ertz. Might be getting Hollywood back, maybe. But he himself is banged up, lost one of his most reliable weapons for the rest of the season, and might not run if the hamstring is bothering him. Jimmy G.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not like, oh, this is, but Kyler is less enticing knowing that he might not run.
No, you know what? We're split. I'm still going Kyler.
All right.
If you have the chance to play him, again, you're in the same time slot, so you can swerve. Even with no rushing. I mean, Kyler is a great passer too. So I'm just gonna go with Kyler. But we're split there too. We're getting all these questions where we're split here at the end.
That's okay. Discourse is fun.
Slim, Kittle is always a buy low.
Yeah.
Like honestly, he is always a buy low. There's always somewhere where you can say, he's not as good as he should be.
You have to do it, but here's my thing. You got to do it now. You got to do it tonight.
And really, it's not that much of a window because prior to last week, he was coming off the tight end 6, tight end 1, and tight end 6 finishes in consecutive weeks.
And they're playing Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona does not know how to cover tight ends. He's going to have a big week this week. So if you buy low, that's not going to apply this time next week. You got to do it now.
Yeah.
Seriously, you got to do it now. You have to do it tonight or before the slate tomorrow. Like, get something agreed upon before Monday night because he should probably pop off against the Cardinals.
Yeah, and Murray versus Jimmy G, it's preferential. I just think you look at the ceiling that Jimmy G has, and it's basically Jimmy G is kind of Kyler if he didn't run.
Woof.
Like if you look at them the stats side by side, Garoppolo is Kyler is a stationary Kyler who's a little bit taller. Like that's it.
That's
no, you can at that point it just becomes a weapons game if you're talking about a non-mobile Kyler versus Jimmy G.
I mean, yeah. I would play Jimmy just because I know he's healthy and he has his full complement of weapons. Kyler's not healthy.
Yeah.
He might gut it out. He might try to tough it out, like respect if he can or if he does. But we've seen Kyler when he doesn't run. That's what makes him viable for fantasy, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Kyler when he doesn't run.
It's not as enticing.
17, 15 fantasy points, which is kind of what you're getting from Jimmy G. So
right.
Again,
so give me that. So give me the healthy dude, right?
Fair.
In that scenario, give me the healthy guy.
All right.
You know,
is Edwards
the floor
playing
is
this
maybe
week?
still even lower.
Is Gus Edwards playing this week?
Yeah, or I think so. I think he's on the injury report as questionable, but. And the Ravens have been very coy with not just Gus, but also Mark Andrews, as far as like, we'll see if they play, even though Andrews did log a full practice on Friday. Edwards still has the questionable tag, limited in practice throughout the week. We've seen guys who are limited participants ultimately end up getting ruled out. So it's kind of hard to say here. We don't exactly know yet. We should know definitively at 11:30 Eastern tomorrow morning when inactives start to roll in. I don't even know if we have an inkling of like he's on the, as Yahoo likes to do it, the optimistic or on the worst side of questionable, one or the other. We don't really have an indication. All we can go off of is that he was limited during the week. It makes him a possibility, but that's all we have right now. He might play. And if he does, if he's active, I would feel fine because at least he got in limited sessions if you want to fire him up in a plus matchup, right? Game script should be in his favor. Ravens at home against a bad Panthers team. Game script should be in Gus Bus's favor if he goes, but it is a true question mark right now.
Yep. And let's see here. Excellent point. Hey, thank you, Slim.
Yeah.
Corey,
you're always willing to talk shop.
Yep. And Corey, we're glad we're able to talk it through with you.
Yeah.
Hope it helped. Kevin Valentine, pick 2 PPR. Pickens, Cooks, Pacheco.
Well,
Pickens and Pacheco for me. Nick, I think you're going Cooks.
I went
Pacheco,
back.
right?
Yeah, I said Cooks over Pickens in a standard scoring question, so I guess I have to say the same. In PPR, I guess I like Pickens a lot, but it is a good matchup by the numbers. I know that hasn't meant a whole lot for anybody in Houston outside of Dameon Pierce this year, but they are at home. Cooks had a touchdown called back last week due to a penalty that wasn't his fault. I agree on Pacheco. I think I want to roll the dice on Cooks, maybe making a big play. I don't think he's going to, let's put it this way. I don't think he's going to go the entire season without making a 40-yard catch for a score. He's Brandon Cooks. He's got to do it once. And this would be the matchup. Pickens is solid. Pickens is probably a fine floor, is probably fine for his floor with upside. Cooks is the more upside play, and I think I'm going to do that. I think I would play Cooks.
Fair.
You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm not like
2021,
so definitive on it. I know.
2021, I've seen Pickens do more than I've seen Cooks do. So again, just based on the sample size that we have for this season, I got to go Pickens. But I know. But the historical data does, edge Cooks. Joe fell on rest of season pick 2 out of these rookie wide receivers in non-PPR: Christian Watson, Garrett Wilson, George Pickens, and Treylon Burks.
Wilson is 1. Oh, man. Watson really
Wilson.
Forced a friggin' conversation.
It's really Watson and Wilson right now. But, I mean, as soon as Corey Davis comes back, I might want Pickens over Garrett Wilson.
Yeah. What is do we have like a timeline on
No, all I know is that he's week to week and didn't practice and was out
Davis?
All of his practices this week.
Yeah, he missed all practice last week too, or sorry, the week prior as well, and that was the bye week. So coming out of the bye week and still not being ready, yeah. So we could be looking at another couple of weeks for Davis. So right now, Wilson and Watson, Pickens and Burks aren't far behind here. This is not a wide gap. Burks, I would say, is 4th. Pickens is more of like a 2B to Watson's 2A right now. If I had to, just because Pickens has done it longer, but Watson has obviously burst onto the scene recently. We also have to keep in mind that Romeo Doubs could come back, take away a couple of looks here and there, although a high ankle sprain is a little bit of a concern for the rest of the season for him.
I think Watson's played himself into a solidified role rest of season.
Yeah, Wilson, Watson, Pickens, Burks. But Wilson and Pickens could, not saying it will, but could flip-flop if Corey Davis is able to get back healthy. But it doesn't seem like he's anywhere close. So,
but I'm not out on any of these guys. Like even Burks, who was not in the conversation for any of these guys rest of season in a pick 2, I'm still relatively high on rest of season that he continues to be a high-end wide receiver 3. So I'm not going to say you can't go wrong, but all these guys have upside rest of season. But for me, Christian Watson, George Wilson, and it could swap between Wilson and Pickens at any given moment, depending on Corey Davis and or just the offense that Pickens is playing in.
Yep.
And Ronnie Wright, appreciate you. Antonio Lopez. Yeah. I'm going Michael Carter.
Over Gus Edwards.
And Elijah Mitchell and Kenyon Drake. Yep.
Is that Kenyon Drake or Drake London? Just out of curiosity.
It's all running back, so I thought it was Kenyon, but
that's fine. London, I'm just out of curiosity. Yeah. I don't think I could start Drake London or Kenyon Drake.
Carter, either way. Either Drake, it's Carter.
Yeah, I would feel better about Edwards if he was off the injury report. I guess even if he's active, at least Carter's not on the injury report, not been on the injury report. I will say Edwards, I feel better about his potential game script if he's healthy. I will say that. But health is a big thing for me. Like a guy not on the injury report versus a guy who is. Obviously, the injuries can happen at any point, at any time, but I guess I'll go with the healthy guy going into the game. I'm intrigued by Gus tomorrow, though.
And Slim, hey, you can't find a bigger Brandon Cooks fan than I. Coming into the year, you couldn't, I bet you. But he just hasn't performed this year.
And it's Davis Mills being replacement level, or maybe worse than replacement level at the quarterback position. Plus Cooks is disgruntled, right? He was hoping to get traded, all that shit, right? Like, he was hoping to get traded. He didn't get traded. He threw a temper tantrum. The team stripped him of his captaincy. Like, this is kind of a gross situation right now. I do think he's ultimately going to get back to being a professional and wanting to go out there and put up numbers, because at the end of the day, I think that's what players want to do. And when you're in his situation, you still want to go out and put up some numbers because you want to, you want to extend your opportunity for that third contract or whatever contract he's on. He wants, he's going to want to get paid one more time in his career. And how do you do that? You put up numbers, or you try to anyway. His situation stinks. Tomorrow's matchup is good enough at home where I am willing to take a shot one more time.
Yep. And Kevin, you are very welcome.
Yeah, no problem, Kevin.
Mitchell, Gus Bus, or McKinnon. I guess in that situation, I'm going Gus Bus. Even though McKinnon does have 8 target upside, so he's enticing. So maybe in full PPR, I go McKinnon, but in anything else, Gus Bus.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Kevin, hey, it's a good gut feeling to have. You'd be pretty much right pretty much any given week this
well,
week.
Well, the past couple weeks he has been quiet.
Quiet. So he's been a low-end wide receiver too. It's still.
I think he's had like eight. Like I think he had a 10-point half PPR week 2 weeks ago, and I think he had like a 5-point week last week in half PPR, maybe like 7 or 8 points in full PPR. So not an explosion, not nothing, right? Not nothing, but not explosion weeks that he has shown certainly capable of.
Well, just keep in mind with him, like he's a volume-based guy, and now for the first time, really since week 1, Jarvis Landry, he has target competition.
Right, which could actually help him. He might see Ramsey
he was getting
tomorrow.
13 and 14 target games.
Right,
That's just not going to happen anymore.
He went down to 5 in week 10 in a great matchup against Pittsburgh, for what it's worth. Look, I have no concerns about Olave. Like he's been strong enough this year where at home in a decent enough matchup, yeah, I'm going to him. Like I'm starting him if I have the opportunity to. Just saying, the boom weeks haven't been there for a couple of weeks. I know but I know he's plenty capable. I know he's really capable.
And I think we're close to the end here. Yeah.
Yeah, we are wrapping up here shortly.
Kevin, yeah, I mean, what remains to be seen. We'll see. That has been the rumor.
I don't think. Yeah, I want the Saints to go back to Jameis. I don't think the Saints want to go to Jameis. I think if the Saints wanted to go back to Jameis, they would have done it already. For whatever reason, they don't want to go back to him. They seem content with moving forward with Dalton. I don't know why, but that seems to be the case.
And in terms of Mitchell, yeah, he did have 18 carries last week. He is a good running back. But the way that the San Fran plays the running back position, he's the Mostert. He's going to get half of the work and be that speedy guy in that offense, which is what Mostert was doing with Jeff Wilson, which is what Mostert was doing with Carlos Hyde. I think it was Carlos Hyde, right? Regardless,
Hyde wasn't. Jeff Wilson,
no, it wasn't. It was a different running back. Breida. It was Breida. It was Breida one of those years. But yeah, Slim, Breida I mean, there. Mitchell, he has a role. I'm not sleeping on him. I think he's a good running back who has a role, and now they finally have him in a position where he's not going to get injured every 2 games because he's not running the ball full workload status, right?
Well, so, he did get more touches than McCaffrey last week in his first game back from injury, which was a little interesting.
Touches on the ground.
Yeah, on the ground. Well, no, total touches.
Oh, really?
It was total touch. Yeah, I think by 1 he out-touched him, but it wasn't it was like by 1. So, yeah, there is that interesting little
I'm not sleeping on him. I think he's good.
Yeah, I think he's good. I think it's still going to be hard to trust him week to week in this offense with so many options.
Agreed. And Anthony, you really can't go wrong with either of them, but it's no-brainer. It's D-Hop when he's healthy. But for this week and for however long Juju is out or however long Mecole Hardman is on IR, Tony's a solid pick.
I'm playing Hop. I'm holding out on Hopkins, and if Anthony, if it's like, is MVS out there or not MVS? Oh my God! If I have to wait on. I want to wait on DeAndre Hopkins. I know it's dicey on Monday night.
I do too.
I would friggin' switch to Greg Dortch if I have to, in hopes that I can have Hopkins play.
Yep.
I know that alternative is gross compared to the healthy options that you could just fire up on Sunday night, but we're talking about DeAndre Hopkins. If he's active, and he did get a limited session in, today in practice. He didn't practice Thursday, but remember, again, Cardinals play on Monday. Thursday is Wednesday for them as far as their practice schedule. So Thursday, no practice. That equates to a Wednesday, no practice if he was playing tomorrow. Limited session yesterday on Friday. Did he practice today? Did Hopkins practice today? That would actually be nice to know.
But while you look that up, Adam, and this is going to be the last question before we wrap this up, because again, we got a live stream tomorrow at 10 a.m. EST. I would go Debo and Higgins. Just start your studs if you need 2 out of the 4, and the other 2 are guys that play in the same offense as the guys that are you got there in Debo and T. So just play those 2.
Just to wrap this up for as it pertains to Hopkins, did log limited practices both Friday and today, Saturday. So I am rolling the dice that Hopkins is available tomorrow in a big divisional game for the Cardinals. This is probably a the Cardinals are officially in like keep your season alive mode. So I do think Hopkins is going to give it a go based on that practice report. And I know he has played through things before. So I'm willing to go with him.
There you go. Well, thank you everybody for chilling today. Again, we have a live stream tomorrow, 10 a.m. EST, where we go usually around until 12:15, 12:30. We have gone up until 1 o'clock if it just gets that busy. But regardless, we're here with you for a couple of hours tomorrow morning to go over some more start-sit just options with some more news and notes, because we have the questionable tags and all that stuff coming out tomorrow morning. So as those come out, you get those answers real time from us. So join us tomorrow. But hey, if you can't make it tomorrow, thanks for joining us today, and enjoy your football Sunday tomorrow. Hopefully your fantasy teams win. If you are at all interested in joining as a member to this channel, you get 2 extra streams a week, 8 extra streams a month, and that is only for 99 cents. So if you want to support the channel and also get more of your questions answered by us, and enjoy some perks, you can join on that level or any of the other members levels that we have. You can check those out in, I think it's the 3rd description below.
3rd link in the description.
3rd link, and we got a Discord link. First link. The 3rd link is the Discord link, and that is a free evergreen link with which you can join our Discord, join the community there, and get your questions answered by anybody that's in there if we're not available to stream, or by Nick, because he's super active on there and awesome about that. So thank you guys for chilling. Thank you for all the supers. Thank you for all the subs. If anybody subbed today, I didn't see it, but if you did, much appreciated. Thank you for all the comments, and we will see you tomorrow.
Yep. Have a good night, everybody.
Peace, y'all.